Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roleplay Give. We are a virtual tabletop gaming community. Tonight, we are playing Vault of the Drow, which is really old. It came out in 19... I mean, it's not as old as me, but it's still pretty old.
Yay!
Whoa, we got some cheers. And my cheer effect works, which jacks up everything on the screen. Whenever somebody cheers, it puts the meeple up on the Twitch screen, and it goes yay, and that just scared the shit out of me. um, so uh, anyway, thanks for the cheer, and we are
Yay!
you all can't hear it, but in my earphones I hear yay. So
You might have to change the level of how that shows up.
I might have to buy 1,000 bits and cheer 1 bit at a time.
that would be awesome of you. So
1 penny to get a yay.
yay. So, but we did. Oh, well, what is that?
I had to test it.
I set that up to roll dice, and it just rolls dice over yours and Robin's images. Oh, I need to change all that. I don't know how any of this works. I don't even know what you're doing.
But I'm doing a lot of it.
Yeah, you are, and it makes a plinko sound when it does it. So all I'm hearing
I
is
can't hear anything.
I hear bada-bada-bada-bada-bada, bada-bada-bada-bada-bada,
I
bada-bada-bada-bada-bada.
unmuted my Twitch just so I could hear it.
Okay. So now that we're done with those shenanigans, I hope, maybe not. You know what? Yep, there goes another one.
You can't play that way.
I hope we get more. Yeah. I need to change the settings. Anyway. There it is again.
I'm just surprised you thought it was a good idea to tell us that was happening. I mean,
I've
it's
been
like
He would
we
be
haven't been playing
super
this game for 4
distracted.
years.
I have been out of student affairs for 3 years. I no longer think cynically like that anymore. I just believe.
But we have been in this game. These people.
I know. I know. I know.
Suggesting you should know better.
I think it's really funny that on the OBS filter you have all the clouds over our videos. So like watching our faces, the clouds sometimes go over our faces.
Oh, they should
Yeah,
not.
Tony's behind clouds right now.
It's
Oh,
super
he
fun.
is. I just did that because you were over all of the frames. So
Was I a
then
dancing cloud for a second?
hold on.
You
There.
don't have to fix it, it's
Nope.
funny.
It's fixed now.
It's okay, I just cheered again.
And
I
again.
have a lot of bits at one at a time rate.
Okay. I don't know how to
I can
mute
keep this
that.
up for a long time.
I don't even know how to mute that, so I'm going to just pummel through it. So, I'm just going to get into the game here. And the game is, we have been playing... I've been calling this the Spiderqueen Saga, but really it's probably fair to call this a Greyhawk campaign. It's set in the old AD&D realm of Greyhawk, Oerth. And they predominantly in the nation of Keoland. The players began as sort of sightseers and looking around, trying to, discover things about themselves and the world, and got swept up in a whole saga of trying to save the town of Saltmarsh on the southern coastal border of Keoland, ending up becoming heroes of the realm, and as such being asked to investigate why there has been so much trouble with underground, under earth uh, monsters coming and attacking small villages in Keeland, as well as fresh outbreaks of violence from giant communities on the western and eastern borders of Keeland, and so they became aware of a plot to bring Lolth, which has been kind of running through this whole thing, to bring Lolth from the abyss back to the material plane, and basically setting herself up as the only deity for Earth. She has threatened other deities, including the patron of Robespierre, a warlock, and Dalt, the deity worshipped and served by Vela, and all of you have had in some way, shape, or form your families and or loved ones threatened or harmed by this cult. So they have found these threads of Loth, which when joined together they know will open a one-way gate to the Demon Web Pits. And in order to open it, they must go to Erole Kenlu, the capital, quote-unquote, the ancient capital of the Drow, which is currently they are aware, in a sort of coup state, where I guess you could say a religious reactionary force has tried to take power and return the Drow to the old religion of worshipping Lolth. And there are several splinter partisan groups that have fought them off. Now they know of at least one of these partisan groups has a special tattoo that they have on their arm. And they have met several of these Drow who have helped them, and to the point of giving them a map that we are now showing on the screen that will help them get from where they were underneath the Fire Giant Hall to Erelai Kinlu. But they don't know everything about what's going on at this map, but they have so far successfully negotiated their way down a secondary passage, even gone down what is called on the map here a tertiary passage, and joined a wagon train into what looks to be like a way station or like depot where wagon trains are organized and sent out. This does look like it's been established for some time, and you are immediately able to recognize as you got through the gates, sneaking in under various guises, that there are many races working together here. Not races, species. Sorry. So you have bugbears and trolls. I almost called them Trollocs because Dusty and I have been watching a lot of Wheel of Time. But trolls, bugbears, and the Drow that seem to be running this. You also have caught a really awful smell in the air. It smells, I think I said it smells like wet and rotting feet. Like feet that have
I had assumed that was the trolls. We saw them right after experiencing it.
It was not the trolls. The trolls had their own funk. This is a different funk. And it seems to just like it's gentle upon the breeze, but whenever you catch a good whiff of it, it's not good. It just like what was that called in World War One? Trench foot. It smells like trench foot. So that, and you have all just under various means of subterfuge. Vela and Nubin posed as vendors, merchants, bringing in fine silks. Elva sort of told the truth and said she was coming to see the city, and basically posed as a tourist and came in. And Merryweather and Robespierre disguised themselves as a cat and a kitty, respectively, with Merryweather bringing in her kitten, quote unquote, by the scruff of his neck, And I think that's right. Like it's a scruff, right? The scruff. I don't know. I'm a dog person. They grab and went in. So we're picking up, I believe, right there where you guys have all entered into the way station, the depot. Uh, is that correct? Am I missing anything critical? Oh, and a Shrine of Dalt was created. So Vela has the ability to teleport you all back to that way station if needed in an emergency. Well, or just because you want to, I guess. For whatever reason you wish, you can go back to that place labeled as Shrine of Dalt on the map. Anything I'm missing or anything I should be adding, folks?
You had said something about registering to get the medallion to move forward. Like
Ah,
we were hearing that as
right.
we came in.
There is a medallion that was made mention of that would make you known as a guest in the underdark and under the protection of the Drow. Actually, I didn't explain that last time, but it is sort of you're here on legit business, and it would let you join the next wagon train further on to Aralai Kenlu. Um, what you saw, I am missing this, and this is pretty important, I think, for Winston to hear, is he wasn't here last time, is that you know that the wagon trails get reassembled and are going through three different, because you can see on the map there are three exits out of this waypoint. If I go to this map and ping it, this is where they are now on their underground map, and there are three. They came in from this traveling in a northwesterly direction. There's another route that appears to exit to the southwest, but you know that it curves around. There's one that heads southwest, which would be the direct route that you know of towards Aralai Kinlu, which is all the way up here. Um, and then you know there's another route out of here to the northwest, is heading. I would call that actually due north. And then you know there's like a small passage that goes out the northeast that you could also leave here from. That's what you know from the map. Now, if you know that these wagon trains will be reassembled, and some will head through the north passage, some will head through the south, the main southwest one, and some will head through that southeastern passage. You don't know necessarily where those go because your map is incomplete, but you do know that the one you are advised to take the most direct route is to the southwest. Am I confusing, obfuscating, or messing anything up important there, or missing anything?
So where is north on this map? I'm sorry, we're
No,
supposed to go through the southwest?
I said southwest and I meant northwest. You'd think
Oh,
as an
okay.
appraiser I would get that right more often, but I don't.
All right. So
No.
that was confusing me
Yeah,
because I'm like,
sorry.
we come from that
That
direction.
you did
but-
come
okay.
from that direction. I'm sorry. The one you know is the heading northwest. Sorry, I'm
Gotcha.
bad. I do that all the time. It's like a
Didn't you tell us last week that this map
AREOUR
was
thing.
oriented kind of like 90 degrees off anyway?
No,
like
that
Not-
was
just
the
to the
other
right?
one.
Not not
That
this
was-
one. Not this one. This one is
Oh,
correct.
okay.
This is
All right.
correct. North is up. It was. God damn it, Ed.
You don't want to get complacent.
Did you cheer again, Ed? Nice.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was, and I had just turned the volume up in my headphones, so it was really loud. Okay. And it's a very 80s game show sound, you know? No whammies! Okay. So, to reiterate correctly, you are coming in from, as you're entering, there would be four main entrance exits from where you're, from the to the place you're going into. You are coming in from the southeast passage, heading northwest. There is then a southwest passage, a northwest passage, and a north passage. And you're aware, because of your map, that there is a small trail that leads out to the northeast. So
Well, we're going to be particularly well suited for the Northwest Passage with Meriwether Clark with us.
that's really true. Historically
I'm so
accurate.
happy I wasn't the only nerd thinking that.
When, I've been waiting for years for that, right? Like, that's when I named the character. Someday.
If only it was in a forest, right? Like, because then you'd have favored terrain.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. So, I'm going to move us over to the map called Depot Lair. And Depot Lair.
It's
It's very French.
very French.
Robespierre is very at home here, you know.
And I can see it.
This map
Yay.
is so big, so if anybody's has load time issues or anything, let me know. All right. So what I think if you click on your tokens that you can see that what you're entering is yet another checkpoint. There are people milling about here, and it's not so much a checkpoint so much as like a guard station. And so you see several of what you've come to think of as elite warriors, like some of these Drow that are just a little bit more badass than the others, and then a couple of trolls that are standing there with like rocks in their hands, just eyeballing. You guys have fought trolls before, and it seems at least somewhat slightly disconcerting how attentive and focused these trolls are on their job. And I use ChatGPT to do descriptions for this. So I'm going to do the first description that was aided by GPT with me. Here we go. The enormous chamber's ceiling soars to an astounding height of 100 feet before vanishing into shadow. The vastness of the space stretches out before you, spanning an area of over 200 feet by 300 feet. Carved meticulously into the rugged walls of the cavern, you notice a labyrinthine network of niches. Each of these niches, roughly 10 feet by 10 feet in size, harbors an austere stone door that appears to be entrances for domiciles, the homes of those who have chosen to dwell in this subterranean world. Towards the southwestern wall of this grand cavern is a larger stone structure, intricately carved and standing proudly against the rock. Rising 2 stories high, it resembles a saloon from a bygone era, complete with ornate pillars and weathered wooden doors. Adjacent to the saloon, 2 sturdy stables come into view. One of them, clearly intended for horses, well, you guys can't smell this, but I'll just read it because ChatGPT did a lot of work on this, exudes an air of equestrian luxury, with well-kept stalls and polished troughs. The other stable, built to accommodate giant lizards, appears to be carved directly into the rock, its rough-hewn interior providing a stark contrast to the more refined saloon. I did edit that a little bit, but that's mostly ChatGPT. Well done. And I have a picture of the saloon and what it looks like against the... Are you guys able to see it?
Where should we be seeing it?
Oh,
Did you hit show to players?
I did not. I thought I did and I didn't. Is it now showing to you guys?
It says 1. Description.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
Oh.
It's there.
You got us everything. You gave us everything.
Oh, I did?
Don't read anything, y'all.
Yeah,
Don't read anything, y'all. It was fancy.
That's
Cool.
actually a real location that I oilified in Photoshop and turned purple.
GIMP, not Photoshop. Don't give Adobe money where they shouldn't get it.
That's true. I use GIMP freeware. I just didn't want to bring up GIMP with Winston here. I just...
Oh, you got my attention.
All right.
What happened to Krita? No Krita?
I use Krita for painting. I use GIMP for photo editing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so what you guys well, actually I should ask you. You guys can place yourselves in this large entranceway. This is a 5 by 5 square map, which is why it's so huge, because the original map is enormous and it's 10 by 10 or 10 foot squares. But you guys can move to where you think you would be in this space. The black lines I'm going to ping here, these are steps down, but they're only about 5 feet. So, and there are some carved steps.
Can you ping where the saloon is?
It's really far away. I don't know that you can actually.
We can't see it.
You probably can if you scroll up, can you see a white square up here?
Yeah.
The one that says go to other map.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is the other map is where the saloon is. I didn't want to. This map is actually so big and so messy that I didn't want to draw on it. So we're gonna go to another map if you guys go to the saloon area. But that's actually where all the domiciles are too.
Better cue that up because I just walked in fully in the open, and I figure I got to play that up, so I'm heading that way.
Okay. I'll ask each of you what you wish to do, but yeah.
I can't. I mean, I told him I was a tourist. I better act like one.
I will tell you a little bit more, Ed, as you walk forward, and everybody else as you walk forward before we go to that other map, because there's more you would see as you walk forward.
Quick update. I just want to make sure I'm aware. So Mary is a cat, and I'm a kitten, and I'm being held by Mary still? Okay.
Yep.
Are you invisible?
No, I'm a visible cat with a kitten in her mouth. So I think I would head towards the horse stable, so I could drop off my kitten and let him turn back into human.
Yeah.
Or not human, Yuan Ti.
Yuan Ti.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Near human.
Person, whatever.
Humanoid.
Not kitten.
Okay. Because I didn't wish to kill maps, I'm gonna just, for sake of map integrity and our ability to play online, just know that the area you're walking into, I have a couple of tokens. Like you could probably see there's a troll over here and a couple drow over here. Are you guys seeing that? But there are also like these 5-foot drops have ramps on them for carts to go down and stairs for people to walk down as well. These black lines equal 5-foot elevation changes. And so this whole area though is not like devoid of people. I just didn't want to throw a shit ton of tokens, but I still wanted you guys to see how massive of a cave you were walking into. And you can't really, even with unless you have like double sight, you're not gonna see the top of the cavern ceiling.
Got it. So it's a bustling entryway. Like there's like hundreds of people maybe like in and out. Okay.
Yes, because you guys came in with roughly hundreds of people coming in wagon trains, and so if there's any disconnect for you, although it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be right this minute, but over the last maybe hour and a half, 2 hours of game time, it's how many people are walking through here in wagon trains. The last time you guys were in the Underdark, it was not populated, and there were myconids to get stoned with, but there were also scary ass things down there, and people weren't walking down there willy-nilly. And this seems to have an established trade route. So, all right. So, I just wanted to set all that up. Elva has moved forward, and I think that's basically what I wanted to say to you, Ed. The sharp smell of cheese foot rotting is stronger to the east. You can actually feel it breezing out of there.
Good. Yes, it is.
But it seems to be a little bit less to the northwest. That's the cheese foot quarter. You're right. People go there for like special days. There's big festival and a parade. It's beautiful.
As we walk through the entry sort of zone, how closely are we being watched by the guards that are, like the drow that are walking there, the trolls? Like, how aggressively do we feel like they're paying attention to our behavior?
Since you guys are all not together and able to communicate, I'm going to ask you to make either a insight or perception check, your choice for how you want to roll. I would think if you're trying to get an idea from the guards, it would be an insight check.
But I can choose.
The perception would tell you how many people are actually watching you,
Right.
but not their
I
intent.
think I'll go insight. Well, that's not very helpful. So I can't tell what they're thinking. Can I do perception to see how many are watching as well?
You can. I will tell you this though, even with the 2, like you're feeling like the
I
people
have a 6.
on the yes, right. Just like sorry. With your 6, I mean,
Thank you.
it's over a
Not great, but I'm taking it.
it's over a 5, which means that you it's an easy, you didn't completely fail. A 6 means you
Right.
would pass an easy challenge. So, uh, you're aware that they're paying attention. The level of scrutiny is hard to say. They're very professional. It's not like the Queen's Guards at Buckingham Palace or anything like that, but this is a professional guard. These are not people who are, like mercenaries. These are folk who recognize they have a job to do. But that's all you know. You don't know like whether or not they're eyeballing you or scrutinizing you or anybody else harder than anybody else. You have no idea. You can do the perception check if you want.
Yeah, I really want to know if there's more, like beyond these corridors. I look ahead. Does it look like there's more people who are going to be staring at us, or like, are we going to kind of leave the sphere of aggressive supervision and surveillance?
That's okay. Good question, and the 29 perception will give you a great answer. What I would like to know, though,
It's a natural 20.
I know. Dusty, though, as a player, can you? Because I have a hard time sometimes seeing what you see. So can you ping the?
If you click
farthest...
on my token, you should be able to see it.
I know. I am clicked on your token, and it does.
Oh, I can see really, really far.
Like you can see here.
I can see.
Like here.
All the way up. Yep. Where your pinging is.
Like up here. That's the furthest one I can see.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's a dude up there. There's somebody up here.
So let me explain the lighting situation in here, by the way. Everything is lit by a dull, purpley, phosphorant glow. So you don't need dark vision to see, so if that changes people's helmet needs. But so you can see fairly well down here in a purpley light. So the vision that I'm showing on the screen is what you can see. Okay? So with the 29, I mean, and let's just do this for a second. So you are, you're looking out 300 feet.
Yeah.
And you're.
I've got 20/20 vision.
I know. I mean, most people can see 300 feet, but I'm just saying, like, in this cave, you can see 300 feet away, and you see that there are patrols of. Uniform is a strong word for what the bugbears are wearing, but they do have that circle with the 8 spokes on their leather armor. The Drow you see posted at all of the exiting caverns. So you see them over here, you see them here, and they're just patrolling and watching. In this map here, which you cannot see what's going on, you see so many officious looking drow, but also you see people who are laborers, who also are wearing that sort of symbol. You see drovers, you see overseers, you see people who are moving like material, directing traffic, so to speak, and you see a market being set up in this area under the watchful eye of drow and their allies.
Okay. As I see a cat run away, I'm going to say, "Be careful when you come back out.
You do.
There.
You are nowhere
Oh, I
near
can't
each
see the
other.
You
cat.
would never have
No,
known.
you were-
And
you
there's
were.
hundreds
You
of
were
people
nowhere
in
near
between
each
you.
other.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
not to be difficult, but
No,
like
no,
I had
that's
been a
good.
horse the last time you saw
Got
like,
it.
you know, and then I had to make the decision to become a cat.
That's
to
right.
get
You
in,
were a horse
so,
originally. That's right.
yeah.
Okay.
So she said that to a random horse that wanders by.
That's so true.
Be
That's
careful.
exactly what
Be
happened.
careful, Mary. But this is in your head, and the horse is just like.
And at that point, I grab her wrist and just kind of put her arm under in mine, and I'm trying to lead her along and playing up the whole.
Nod back to the Drow with the guard. See?
Yeah.
You
He
hear a
thinks you
real
can talk to
angry,
horses.
a real angry voice in your head. That was unnecessary. Also, we're being watched, so I'm gonna pretend to be crazy now. Thanks a lot.
All right. So Elvis moved forward, going back. Ed has already decided he is moving as a tourist would towards where the saloon is.
Yep.
What you see to the just as a quick aside, everybody, as you're walking to the right, it looks like there's just more cavern, and there are some people moving in that direction. It looks like almost like a group of the less, how do I put this, laden people of the cavern of the wagon trail that you were on, the people who didn't have like major cart goods or anything, they have smaller carts, are moving towards this eastern portion this way. Not all of them. And I'm actually going to say that that's Vela who knows that, because that's a 29 perception. That there's a just a sort of splintering off towards the east. But as you guys move towards where I told Elva, that foot funk smell is coming from the east. Which I'm actually going to go by group now. I'm going to move next to the kittens. So I think you said you would have run towards where the stables were with your kitten.
Yeah, because I pretty much figure Robespierre doesn't want to be a kitten any longer than he has to. So I'm going to stay a cat, but if I can find like a stall or someplace where it's not going to be as obvious, I will stop concentrating on polymorph and let
him
Robespierre
return.
be Robespierre.
Okay.
And as soon as I turn into a person, I will invoke Eldritch Shadows to turn invisible.
I'm going to hold on that decision for a second.
Okay.
But I am going to go with you're moving to Elvis moving there. You guys are moving
Fair
there.
enough.
And then
I'm not moving to the saloon. I don't want to move to the saloon yet, but
the stables are
That's
right
okay.
next to the saloon.
okay.
Is
I
that
just didn't know when you said when Elva's moving there, you guys are moving there. I just didn't
Okay.
know if you meant to the same place.
It
So
is-
I want
it
to
is-
stay in the stable.
it is roughly the same because the stable is right next to where the saloon is.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But,
So do you still want to head to the stables, or do you want to go somewhere else?
yeah, I want to stay in the stables.
Okay, gotcha. Vela and Nubin. Nubin has taken your arm. Vela's amping up the crazy act a little bit. Are you guys also heading to the saloon?
Going. Where are we going?
I think with this act, I might need a drink.
All right, so you guys are
So we're
also
going to head in that direction also.
okay.
I mean, it's a saloon. I make beer. It seems right.
Now, Nubin also did not see Meriwether turn to a cat, right?
No.
I don't think anyone did. 'Cause
Anyone
we had
did.
Pretty
all
sure
split
nobody did.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you're all heading in that direction, if you would like your choice, you guys can make perception or investigation checks to see each other. Now, none of you other than Mary and Robes is actually a kitten right now. Like, cannot really perceive. But Mary can be looking around for her friends as she's running through as a cat if she would like. So you could all look for each other. The DC's 15. But
And I'll whisper to Vela, do Do you see our friends?
Okay.
I'm going to like look around like I'm super crazy, like super paranoid, and like where are we? And
Okay. All right. So, uh, none of you can see Mary, but Mary can find you two. So, Mary, you are able to make them out, and you see Elva was the first to leave with, determination and absolutely like not messing around. Is like, I'm a tourist. This is where I'm going, heading right towards the bar. You see behind you as you scattered off towards the stables. You see behind you Nubin pulling a very paranoid-looking Vela with him, and he's got a large bolt of silk in his hand and Vela in his other arm, and he looks like he's like a dad wrestling an angry kid through a shopping mall. Um,
that's what I was going for.
uh, Elva, once you get to the to sort of the sort of I've been kind of calling it like a courtyard, but this area of like built out kind of area of the cavern, you turn around and you can just quickly scan through, and you're able to make very quickly Elva and or not Vela and Nubin. You didn't know to look for Meriwether as a cat, so you can't find Meriwether as a cat. But
So my advantage on perception comes from the fact that I have the Sentinel shield, and I like to imagine. I've always said that it has an eye on it that moves around.
yep,
So I'd like to imagine that it's on my back and it spotted them.
okay. Does it like telepathically alert you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's sort of headcanon. It doesn't say that in the description, but it says when you have this shield on you, it gives you advantage on perception. So
Why not?
it's got to do something like that, right?
Right. Except for I'm not gonna say like it says something in you. You just get this tingle like at
Yeah.
the equivalent of 7 o'clock, and you turn and look and you
I
see.
can just see what it sees.
Yeah. So it's like foggy and misty, like a 1980s bad science fiction movie.
Or like looking through the Sword of Omens and Thundercats.
Mm,
Gives me
perfect.
sight beyond sight.
Perfect. Exactly. With like a vignette. All right.
Yeah.
So,
It's gonna
but
be awesome when we go up against Momra.
it's possible. So as you, I mean, seriously, it's possible, and it'll be so funny. Um, uh, so Merryweather is able to make the other two groups. No one knows where Merryweather and Robes are. I'm going to take us to this other map. It's slightly, there's more to this map. I don't like making Dungeon Draft maps much bigger than this anymore because it really does bog things down. But I will activate us here, and I don't think you'll be able to see anything. I know until I get your tokens on the screen. So.
Hey, Paul, it's all black for me. I
Oh,
can't.
okay.
I don't know the token with vision on the screen.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but none of us have tokens.
This is about the same as having a cheer go through. God damn it, Ed! As soon as I knew you were gonna do it, as soon as they all started doing it, I'm like, Ed's gonna drop a cheer. All right.
I had to.
It was there. I know. All right, Elva.
Low hanging fruit, man. Low hanging fruit.
I know. Merryweather, you're back. Can you see yourself yet? You're over here. Robes, you're right here. Vela and Nubin. Why is Nubin always far away than everybody else? Okay. And
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
okay, you guys can all see. Okay, Elva, I'm going to say you're right by this well. As you turned around and looked, and you see coming up behind you, Vela. Nubin's got in one arm this bolt of silk, in his other arm he has got Vela, and Vela's doing sort of that look around. And a market is being set up here. So some of these vendors actually this is their end goal. This is where they wanted to come. So they are setting up their wares here in this courtyard. The cool looking, I think it's cool looking. Whether or not you guys do it, it's your own opinion. But the stone building into the mountain is right here. And then the horse stables are attached to it right here. And then this is supposed to be kind of built into the mountainside as well.
This is
Well,
super
as I
fun.
get in,
I like this map.
Thank you.
it does not
Sorry,
appear
go
to
ahead.
actually be a tavern.
Well, it's a saloon.
Is there? I don't see like.
Oh, you don't
A
see any.
bar.
You don't
Which
see any
door is it?
doors. I'm sorry. You guys that probably can't see anything.
We can see the doors. We just can't tell which
Oh,
one goes to the tavern.
the tavern doors are here. Sorry.
We see the barest sliver of a wall and then nothing. Okay.
I opened no doors. I just somebody walked out. The door's open. Okay, you guys can see in there.
Wait, I'm just heading that way.
Okay. It's loud in here, and the light in here swirls in that sort of pink phosphory way, because the light is actually the lichen, I don't know. Lichen scraped
Lichen.
off of the walls and placed in like little bits of rock on like on like what are those called? I want.
Tables.
Well, they're on the table candles, but
Lantern.
what's the shit?
Stalactites.
No, not a candelabra.
Chandeliers.
Chandeliers. Thank you.
Chandelier.
Thank you. They're in
It works better when you use more words.
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
They're little lichen chandeliers, and then every table has, instead of a candle. Thank you, Ed. Lichen.
I have one job on this ship. It's stupid. I'm gonna do it.
But
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
I know you are. So, as you walk in, it's no record needle drop, nothing. You walk in, it's just like you've walked into any bar where some people look at you, but other people are engrossed in conversation. You see several people playing cards at these tables with what look to be official dealers. There is a bartender cleaning glasses, and nobody's standing at the bar. Everybody's sitting at tables.
Right. I will go up to the bar.
Okay.
And my first question is what language they address me in.
As you walk up, in rather good but accented common, you are asked, "Is there anything you'd like to drink?"
Oh, well.
Sorry, food's
how
closed
about
for the day.
Sorry, what was that?
Food's closed for the afternoon. We'll be serving again for dinner.
Sure. Good then. I would like. You did. How about just a whiskey?
Whiskey it is. And he goes back in several barrels there, taps a whiskey, and brings you a whiskey, and asks you for 2 silvers.
Okay, I'll pay him, and look around for somewhere to sit.
There is one table. I mean, you could sit at the bar. I didn't put chairs here. I was kind of rushed. But there are.
When you said no one was at the bar,
no one is
and
at
there
the
were
bar.
no stools, I thought maybe there wasn't.
My bad. I didn't draw it. But there are stools at the bar. You could sit at the bar, but nobody is sitting at the bar. You'd be the only one sitting at the bar.
I'll just do the Han Solo and go to the corner of the bar and lean back on with my back to the bar.
You got
Look
it.
at the room.
All right. I will come back to you on what you see when you look back at the room to see what other folk are doing. I'm going to first go to our people that have secreted themselves. Meriwether, you run back here towards the stables thinking you'd find an open stable, but as you got here, you looked and saw there's sort of an alleyway here that doesn't look to be peopled by anyone, and several crates. As you take a peek around, there's nobody here, but several grown. You recognize vegetables from the above ground that have been brought in here and have been placed in crates around here.
Right. I mean, if I feel like this is a good spot and there's nobody coming,
You don't see
then
anybody.
I'll let Robespierre become Robespierre.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay a cat.
All right. Robespierre appears as Robespierre, and then you do your thing.
Yeah, then I will. It's an action. So it's a free will, cast at will spell, but it's still an action. It's still a spell, but I'm casting invisibility via my patron.
Okay.
And because he was a kitten when I noticed where the others went, I'm gonna do like a hunting dog point to like as a cat to try to. Because I mean now I can't see him because he went invisible,
Well,
but I'm still gonna like assume he's nearby and just kind of be like, yeah, the others are that way.
Can we talk about what kind of kitten I was? Because like I mean, am I like a newborn like kitten that's blind, or am I like a 6-week-old,
Well,
12-week-old kitten?
I was wanting you to be young enough that I would be able to carry you around, and if you
Fair
did
enough.
get loose,
Fair enough.
you wouldn't go too far. So I don't think you would necessarily be blind, but still kind of the wobbly leg, like
Yeah,
you know.
perception of 1, basically. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
yeah.
also you have the brain of a kitten while you're a kitten.
That's true. It's polymorph. Not
Yeah, you were
wild
not
shape.
wild shaped at all. You were a kitten. And just to be clear on this again, Robespierre knew this was happening and consented to it. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because you wouldn't be like, "What happened?" You know, like you knew what was
Right.
going to happen.
I asked before turning.
Well,
into a kitten.
You know,
plus also you
I think it was
wouldn't be
Socrates.
surprised by any of this.
I think it was Socrates who proposed, maybe it was Aristotle, but one of those guys proposed that I'd rather be a dissatisfied human than a satisfied pig, because humans have greater like possibility for like aesthetic satisfaction or whatever.
Nice.
And I've always wondered, how would he know? He was never a pig, you know? Like how can he know what it was like? How can he truly make that decision? And now as Robes, I was at one point a kitten with no brain, and I get to feel what it's like to be a human. So.
I love that we just had a philosophy lesson.
I love that too, and I also love that I had just looked at all of your character sheets again, and I had completely forgotten that Robes is a courtier.
That's right.
And would definitely be a person well versed in like philosophy and these sort of salon conversations, like Enlightenment era salon conversations. So that's a fun little, like you did it I think as Winston, but I think it would have been just as in character for Robes. But I totally forgot you were a courtier.
Yeah, that's that. Before Gellin, that was what Robes did. He served in the court, but that was so many years ago in real life. It's like hard to even remember that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's great. So I'm turning invisible. One thing I should note, Paul, and it's a reminder to you, I have Witch's Sight. So I don't have Devil's Sight, but I have Witch's Sight, which allows me to see shapeshifters, true form.
Okay.
And so I guess I'm mainly saying this because I see Mary, even though Mary's a cat.
Oh.
I can see the real Mary behind that.
Fun.
And just in case anything weird pops up, that is, I think I might see invisible creatures too, but no, just we'll have to debate it, but it's true form of shapeshifters or creature concealed by illusion or transmutation magic.
Is illusion
within 30 feet?
Is invisibility transmutation?
I think it might be illusion. I have that spell. It is illusion.
Okay.
So if it's concealed by an invisibility, now you have to make judgment on like if it's a creature ability versus a spell.
Right.
Like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, that allegedly they're going to fix in the 2014 update. We'll see.
Sure. Yeah.
Or the 2024 update. Sorry.
I thought you meant 2014. One day they'll fix it.
Yeah.
10 years later. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go invisible and just kind of pick up on Mary's bird dogging and I'll follow along and just kind of like I'm gonna try to like make my way into the saloon and just take a stock of everything that's going on in here.
All right. As you move into that area, I'm saying these things are happening somewhat simultaneously. You would not have seen though because Elva got here first. Elva go in, so you could though see our next group, Vela and Nubin, approaching with their sort of father ward act kind of thing going on. As you walk in, you see several people, and Elva would have seen this too. Uh, and Robespierre is seeing it as well. Oh wait, I'm gonna ask Mary. Sorry, Mary, do you want to move, or as the cat, or are you gonna stay back there?
I'm well, I kind of want to stay as a cat, and
Yeah.
I want to stay where there's a lot of people. I'm watching to see if I can find medallions because I thought I might try to snatch one as a cat. So I'm looking to see if people wear them, if
You're
they,
gonna take a
you
third
know,
class before the end of this game.
well, no, I'm just going to be a cat burglar.
Ah
That's
ha! Meow meow meow.
no, just kidding.
Okay, so would you be like creeping around into this sort of area as well, or?
Possibly, like just where I don't like, where the people are, just so I can kind of see what's going on. So maybe perch by this wagon here and watch.
Okay.
He wants to be where the people are.
I wanted to do it, and then I started working on the map again, and realizing that I didn't place any drow in here, and there should be some drow in here. So 1 second, as
I was actually kind of wondering if
fix
this might be like
the-
like a like a bar for the expats kind of thing, like the non-drow.
certainly, certainly you don't know that yet, but certainly could be. But there are several drow in the area, and they appear to mostly be keeping their eye on the troll and the bugbear, the two bugbears working. But they are also like watching the goings on as people are setting up their carts, and you see several things going on, several stalls popping up. People are in the process. Like this isn't like a farmer's market where they have a easy up tent. They're having to set up their tent and get their wares laid out. But you do see several um, overground foods being laid out. You see uh, weapons from up above. You see goods being a lot of things that you might find in the player's handbook. If you were looking for anything, you might be able to find it at this sort of pop-up bazaar that is going on. And that's what uh, Mary sees as a cat, and she does see some drow. Uh, the first making an I think it would be a perception check to see if you see any of the medallions of which you're looking.
Well, and just for my clarification, like when we heard that thing about medallions mentioned, and you said we also see the circle with the spokes, are those the same thing, or are those different things, or would I not know?
You would not know yet.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
Yeah, I say words I shouldn't say. uh, okay. Um, on this drow here, uh, you're not 100% sure. Um, but what you see is that spoke symbol on a brass disc, and it's on his lapel. That doesn't clue you off completely. What you then see is this gnome here with this bundled cart. That gnome has the same button, and he places it on top of his cart. And so you see that he has it right here, and it's on a little holder. There's a little like wooden stand, and it's almost like he's put it there like I am legit for selling here.
Okay.
Um, All right, I want to check in now. I got Mary, I got Robes, Vela, and no, yeah, Vela and Noob. What are you guys doing?
I think
What are
we're
we
far
doing?
enough away from the gates that you could be yourself again.
No. And I keep hiding, like really cowering, trying to decide if anybody's staring at me, and looking at him, and like cowering kind of behind his back, trying to make myself small, um, and following Noob's lead.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to walk toward the bar then.
I go along.
All right. You guys can move into the bar if you'd like. There's several people who start calling out to you as you walk through, but it's your typical stuff. You guys have heard this since you first walked into Saltmarsh, or grew up in Saltmarsh anyway. Of the call of vendors trying to get your attention. But you don't hear anything that catches your ear. This is fairly mundane things. Um, but
Every time somebody shouts, I spin to the other side of Nubin and look over his shoulder at whomever is shouting, and then spin again as the next person shouts. Eerie.
for funsies, and because it may come up, give me a performance check. Okay.
Not the best, not the worst.
No, it's pretty average. Um, it would do in a community park theater. uh, uh, I'm not even that good. I mean, let's be real. I'd be lucky to get a spot on that. Okay. So, you guys can enter the bar if you want. Um, and you did, I guess, right? I don't even see you guys. Oh, I see
I
Newman.
went
Okay.
into. I'm at the bar.
I see Newman. I don't know where.
Sorry, I didn't drag my
Where's
token
Vela?
with him.
Oh, okay.
I thought he would take me with him.
I gotcha.
Oh.
All right.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I move you over. Okay.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
All right.
I honestly didn't realize I could do that.
When you can if you have control over token, which I don't know that you do. Several of you have control over other people's tokens because of times people haven't been able to make it, but I don't remember who has who. Anyway, you guys get to the bar. I want to check in just because before I do any bar scene stuff, I want to just check in one more time. Mary is eyeballing that. We got invisible robes. Anything you guys want to do out here, and then I'm going to move into the bar scene.
I don't want to move in. I'm just gonna wait here
Gotcha.
and look for a good time. So you can move into the bar scene. I don't know what Robes is doing, but
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I'm invisible, and I mean, main thing I just don't want to like cause problems. But now that I'm invisible, I'm kind of like I can't just like poof
Right.
in front of people. So I'm gonna try to slip through the door whenever somebody else opens the door. Like I'm assuming these are saloon doors, right? Like they kind of swing.
Yeah, they do. And so you could.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip through.
Just for funsies, because I think it would be amazing if you rolled a nat 1 on your.
Yep.
I'm going to say somebody walks in and somebody walks out, and if you fail a DC 5 dexterity check, you can use acrobatics if you'd like.
Okay.
You
I'll see straight
bumped
dexterity.
the door in a weird way.
Come on, not natural 1. Come on. Here we go. Here we
Okay.
go. Oh my god.
Okay, easy
It was
enough.
one for a second.
Did it tilt? Did it tilt bad? Okay.
It was a 1 and then it popped to 13.
All right. So you able to slide in. It's a little touch and go though. Like the person's like right next to your hip, and you have to do the little slide by them as they walk by. But you're in. So, all right. What you see is the Greyhawk version of the Mos Eisley Cantina. there are.
That's been my touch point this entire time. So I've
Perfect.
been thinking Tatooine like the whole time. That's like exactly what I wanted. So
Perfect, because that's what I have in store for you. You've got people speaking different languages. There are gnomes, there are dwarves, there are humans. There's undercommon being spoken, there's common being spoken. There are some people who are choosing to speak in their home language to maybe keep things private. You can tell, even like in Nubin particularly, can understand all of these languages if he chooses to listen. But right now it's a cacophony of different voices going on. Most of what's happening though is a card game being played, and you see that there are some dealers at tables, and there's only one table where a dealer is by themselves, but otherwise it looks like people have been engaging in games. I don't have every NPC that's in here at the table.
Paul, I promise I won't bother you about this in the future.
Yeah.
But in this particular scenario, because of the Mos Eisley Katina scenario,
Yeah.
do I see any true forms of anybody? Is there anyone who's shapeshifted or doing any illusion shit? Just your take. Totally your call. I just out of curiosity.
You do. In this.
Do I need to roll for it?
No, you don't, because you told me you're looking, and you'd see. This person here is wearing a hat of disguise.
Are you pinging?
I did ping, and it didn't work. Hold on. I thought I pinged.
Classic
Right here.
Oh, I see it.
That person, true form, you're like, what? Is still a male drow.
Ooh.
But he's about 30 years older in reality.
Interesting.
So he's got like one more wrinkle.
Well,
Guess he's a drow.
yeah, I mean, the equivalent.
Significantly older.
The equivalent in
Yeah.
human
He's
terms
a
of
generation older.
a generation older.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Much better.
Does it look like he's on a date, or does it look like I'm trying to like read into the situation now?
They're sitting at the only table that you don't see a discernible dealer.
Okay.
And they appear to be playing what looks like, and I'm going to use a term I hope everybody knows. They look like they're playing a game similar to cribbage.
Heard of cribbage, but I don't know enough to make anything out of that.
Cribbage is a
Counting
card
their
game
15.
with a board, with a wooden board with pegs, and as you score, you move the pegs down the board.
Uh-huh.
That's all you need to know
Okay.
to
Officially
understand the
excited
image.
for Gamehole Con right now.
So yeah, so this is so I'm trying to figure out if this is like and no way to know, but I'm curious how much of this is like I'm imagining, you know, like in like people who use dating apps like Tinder, they'll put like their best picture ever and then they show up and they
Yeah,
don't take the picture.
give me an insight
It's-
check if that's what you're trying to determine.
I'm like, is this a situation where this guy's like, yeah, I'm only 117 years old, not 230 years old. 16.
You don't get that vibe. You get
Okay.
with that you get enough to know that these people are very comfortable with each other. They've known each other for some time.
Okay. This is more like if Han Solo could cast disguise self. Okay. Got it.
But
I'm gonna tap Elva on the shoulder.
body language is these are people who are comfortable being next to each other.
Mm-hmm. I'll tap Elva on the shoulder and still invisible and just kind of whisper like, "Don't jump. It's just me. It's a roast beer, not the mysterious French sounding
Or
ghost."
something. You might have
What's
whispered
that?
before tapping a shoulder.
Oh, sorry, I should have used. You're right. But I think
wasn't
that
certain to kill anyone in here if I had to. Might have done.
I'd like to see that in action. So I will see that group in the corner over there, and I think something is up. One of them is disguised. So, just letting you know. Also, get me a drink.
Oh, I want to see how that works.
I'll set my whiskey down and sort of backhand quickly.
I'll like bend over and like sip at it. Slowly disappears. I can't get drunk anyways.
I know. That was the first thought I had. Is why? I guess the taste.
If they have claw wine, hook me
Yeah.
up.
It doesn't appear to have. They don't appear to have claw wine. They do appear to have several. As you look across, they do appear to have several things from your homeland.
Oh,
Including
really?
several. You're from the marshlands, right? The I haven't looked at it
I'm
in so
from
long.
Sasserine.
Cesarine. Yep.
It's like a foresty kind of island like area.
Yeah. So it's like a junipery gin type drink, but that is only comes
Mm.
from like it has to have the nest, a hornet's nest, uh, in the fermentation.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll top Belva and just say like that one right there. Get it to me. I'll be subtle, I promise.
I'll wait for the bartender to finish talking to Newman, and I'll order whatever the drink was that.
All right. I haven't checked in with the bartender. The
Okay.
bartender does actually, never taking eyes off of Vela, who is just flicking around frantically, looking at doing the performance. Uh, but can I help you and your friend, sir? But is looking at Vela the entire time.
I would like your finest ale and a glass of milk for my friend.
I pinch his arm
All right.
hard between my fingernails, like a sibling.
He actually goes and he says, "I will. Our finest ale will cost you a gold, sir. Milk actually just came in, a cow or goat's.
Whichever is more sour.
Oh, the goat, the goat. All right. And we'll go into this room, and then when he comes back out, he has Emperor Ale. Uh, is that right? It's been a while since I've said it. But it's the ale your monastery brewed. Uh,
Okay.
and I think that was right? Emperor's something ale. Uh,
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. I get
yeah.
it.
Uh, but that's what he brings out, and then the milk smells a little bit like mozzarella cheese.
Tony.
I hand that to Vela,
Uh,
and I give him a tip too.
okay.
I take the milk and
Thank
I
you.
visibly shaking as I pick the cup up and accidentally spill a little bit on Newbin.
All right. There's sour milk on your cloak.
You smell like a breastfeeding mom.
All right. But as that occurs,
I turn to the left real quickly and spill my beer all over her.
it's a 1 gold beer.
It's a gold.
I didn't mean the whole beer, just a little bit.
Okay.
Why are you so nervous? Why'd you spill your beer on me? I thought you were keeping. I thought I was the nervous one.
Ooh, Merriweather, you had a 27 on your perception check.
24.
Oh. Oh, first one was 27 to 24. Okay. Um, while you are out there, you notice, why is it not pinging? Under this cart, this table here that's being set up, uh, I don't know why it catches your eye, but it catches your eye that some of the cave floor appears more polished underneath that stall.
Okay.
It looks like it's been like swept and is smoothed, and then parts of it appear to have like a moss that isn't growing anywhere else that you see growing over it. And this person's just kind of stepping around that area and setting up this person wearing it's like a tall pointed conical hat is just whistling and setting up their wares, and it looks like they're mostly selling like grains and beans and that sort of stuff, and they're sort of touting the medicinal benefits of these grains and legumes they have for soups and stews, with the native, mostly what people eat here is actually fungus. Um, and so with, you mix those things together, and it makes it boosts the immune system, they're saying. And so, but underneath their feet, you keep seeing their feet just grazing this area where there's moss growing that you have not seen anywhere else, this polished stone mossy area. All right, back in the name of the bar, by the way, is the Web and the Weave, the saloon. And at one point, this woman here, this redheaded woman, who might look slightly like a character from the Ervo Kale Navishla game, because I was just pulling images on. That's Earl's love interest. But no, not love interest. Betrothed. uh, but this person calls over and says, "We have 2 seats here if anybody's willing to play Pharaoh."
What's Pharaoh? Who's Pharaoh? What's going on? Who's Pharaoh?
Uh,
Who's the king?
I will
Is there a
get.
king?
I will order the drink for Robespierre,
Okay.
and then I'll
Not
go
many,
over there.
not many want that. It's got quite a sting to it. It burns on the back end quite a bit, but certainly. And
It's a nostalgia thing.
it's only 5 copper. Nobody wants it.
I'll
You
give
just
him.
happen to have it.
I'll give him a silver.
Oh,
Uh,
quite generous, sir.
and I'll take that, and I'll take that and my whiskey over to the table.
Okay. This is the table over here. Um, would you like to be dealt in?
Sure, if you don't mind teaching.
Absolutely not. The point of the game is to get to 21 without going over. And this is what the dice are for. And what we would do is you just roll your dice. I'm going to trust you because I just don't want to deal with hidden dice rolls and shit. And I have dice in front of me, and you have to put in a silver for each round we go around. And if you stay,
Silver's going to be broke real soon because she still has only her starting money. She had 25 gold at the start of joining this campaign.
You have not taken
all she's got.
any of the loot.
Nope. I've taken items, just
Yep.
no money.
Okay.
At some point, I did take 100 silver. I don't know where that came from, but my sheet shows that I took 100 silver.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of silver.
As you sit down, she beckons over to Newman, and you and Shalagala, would you like to sit and play the game?
Give her crazy
Shalagala,
evil
want to give
eyes.
it a try?
Okay. All right.
Do whatever you want to do. I'll walk over there. I hide behind him as he walks behind. Over.
You're not going to play though.
Stay tucked behind him.
Okay. So cards come out, and the cards are for you to know. So you roll 1 6-sided die for each round you play. So you just put in your silver. And I have 2 players at the table. I have the dealer, and then I have 2 others. Or I'm sorry, I have 1 other. I have this gentleman right here. So let's see if this is any fun at all. So the dealer actually has to
I'm not playing
show.
based on my last experience gambling, where I lost all my money in 2 rounds. So it was
The
on
game was fun though.
The dealer shows.
Sure was.
The dealer has a 1. Elva's next, and Elva, just roll a die. You don't have to reveal your card.
Okay.
All right. Then the next guy rolls. All right. And then Newbin, roll. You do not have to reveal your number.
Well, not to interrupt the flow here, but I
Yeah.
will have seeing this game develop.
Yeah.
I will first of all I'll lean over and sip out of the shot glass, just very like casually while no one's looking. Just a couple
Okay.
sips,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna mosey on over, all invisible, and see if there's any advantages I can provide.
Okay. All right. So, and you tell me how you're going to give them advantage as we go, but you're taking the sips out of the shot glass first, and then, um,
Well, I guess they're playing 21, so it's not a ton I can do to help. It's really more looking at the other. Yeah. Well, gosh, there isn't really much you can do to help at 21, is there?
not too
Other than
much.
like cheat, like picking the card up.
Tell them if it's more.
I can't do that.
I mean, the dealer.
Yeah, there's no like
shows.
bluffing or anything, so wouldn't everybody show? Because it's just
Yeah, they
Yeah, true.
probably would. I was actually going to play this where I think I probably should have played it where the dealer actually hides their cards, because there should be some bluff
no, that's
mechanic. But
Yeah.
I don't know how bluffing works.
it doesn't. You're right. It's basically blackjack. So
Okay. Well, then never mind. I'm just watching then.
because you can hide one card,
Mm-hmm.
but okay. So
That only matters for the player, though, right?
it really does.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I looked this up, and somebody like on Reddit had said this is kind of a fun one to do, and I was like, okay, well, it's a
Let's do
saloon. It's a saloon. I wanted there to be a gambling mechanic. So
That gambling mechanic that Ed posted in Discord the other day was amazing.
I bet it was,
I thought
and
for sure you were gonna.
I should have, but by the time I realized I wanted to do a gambling mechanic, I was like, I didn't read enough of this, and I didn't want to run it badly, so I left it alone. But I probably should have.
So I will amend my action then, because it does make sense that probably wouldn't be like trying to eke out advantage with. It's more card counting is more for 21, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do instead is just keep an eye on the other patrons and just see if anyone's acting antsy. Just kind of be on the lookout.
All right. Give me a perception check while that's happening, and then,
Yep.
did everybody roll their first roll?
Yep.
Okay. So second roll, the dealer had a 1, which is pretty darn good. Rolls a 5, so they have 6. Elva can roll again. Elva, are you putting a silver in to stay? Or to stay in?
Oh, it's each
Sorry.
round you put in
Yeah,
a silver?
yeah. Each round you have to put in a silver if you want to keep going.
But what? I don't understand this game. Why would I quit? Why would I play this game if I just
let me
you're trying to get to 21
read the rules.
and
here.
I've rolled one die. There's no way that like
On their turn,
nobody's
a player.
ever going to win on one die.
You're right. So hold on. Each player puts the agreed ante in the pot. That's 1 silver at this point. Each player rolls. Oh, you were supposed to roll 3 on the first roll. I messed that up.
Well,
All right,
I rolled
back
3
up.
in total on the first roll.
Let's back that up. Roll 3 dice for your first. What just happened above me?
Your daughter went to her bedroom.
It got
Close the door.
really loud. Like boom. All right. So, if it's not possible to break on the first roll, so do you want to stay? Is what I guess is it's like blackjack. So do you want to stay or keep going? I fucked that up. Sorry, everybody.
How many dice do you get in the game?
You can keep drawing. You can keep rolling dice until you break at 21. So I think it's basically blackjack, except for you're
And,
rolling.
and everybody's going to bet one round at a time.
Yeah,
I will pay a coin and stay in.
it's not. No, I'm sorry, Ed. Let me rephrase.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of how blackjack works. If you can up the bet, right? Can't you? If you've got
Only in certain circumstances.
right, so
Only if you double down, essentially.
right, so
If you get the right combo to do that.
so if you put a silver in, all you'll win is 2 silver, really, unless you split
Right.
or double down.
Right.
And you can't split in this game. So
But if this game has betting to stay in, so I'll just tell you what my mindset is. My initial 3 dice are super low,
right,
and so I want to keep running it so that people have to stay in,
right,
because I don't think I'm going to break 21.
right. I think so. So this is. Let me read the rules.
I want
Ed.
to force everybody else out.
Let me read you
And
the
it-
rules.
and is-
'cause
are we-
I think I fucked
Is
up.
the total? Are we trying to get to 21 or no?
Yeah. Well, you as close to 21 without breaking, or 21 but no higher without breaking.
Got it.
Each player puts in the agreed ante in the pot. Each player rolls 3 dice. Play then proceeds clockwise around the table with the host of the game going last. On their turn, a player can choose to stand or roll. If the player stands, the next player can take a turn. A player who rolls an additional die and rolls it. A player who rolls takes an additional die and then rolls it. If the total of their dice exceeds 21, they bust and they're out of the game. Otherwise, they can keep rolling additional dice until they either stand or break. After everyone has had a turn,
So it is just
the
blackjack.
highest point. It's blackjack. So really, it's what your initial bet is all that matters.
But we also need more than 4 die.
Yeah, probably. So just remember what
Based
your
on
total
what you
is.
just said.
Just remember what your total is. I'm trusting everybody. I
Oh.
didn't want to.
There's no remembering numbers. I'll get more die.
I didn't want to scroll through and look at dice rolling all night. Is really what it came to. And maybe this isn't fun. So I don't know. I really wanted more of a pokery game, and I didn't take the time to look one up. I wanted there to be bluffs.
Oh
So
man,
that's what I
Ed's is
wrote.
great.
That's what I wrote.
Ed, I will use yours at a
It's
later date.
Texas Hold'em. It's Texas Hold'em with dice instead of cards.
Can I learn it really fast and we can rerun this?
Yes, you can
it's real
definitely
simple.
learn it. It's super easy.
All right,
I mean,
Ed, explain it as
I'm
we
right
go.
here, I can teach you.
Ed, explain it as we go. We're doing it now. All right, how's it go?
We could take a little bio
Wait,
break and then
We
come
can,
back.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's take a
bio
bio
break,
break,
read
and
it.
we'll learn it, and then we'll roll it.
And what kind of dice do we need, Ed?
D12s, and the most you will need is 2. Paul will need 5.
Fuck does a
All right.
D12 look like?
A D12 is.
It's got 12 sides.
Looks
It
like a
look-
barbarian dice.
It looks like a dodecahedron. All right, we will be right back. Hold on, I need to. All right, we'll be right back.
In Kids on Bikes, you take on the roles of everyday people grappling with strange, terrifying, and very, very powerful forces that they cannot defeat, control, or even fully understand. Using stats like grit, charm, fight, flight, brains, and brawn, you'll choose your own destiny in this storytelling, rules-light tabletop role-playing game where adventure is a bike ride away. Kids on Bikes even allows you to create a communally controlled, powered character to add another dimension of gameplay to your games. Jump right into the action and create your own band of ragtag mystery solvers today. Hunt down a rare remaining physical copy at your favorite local game store or download the PDF on DriveThruRPG. Kids on Bikes 2nd edition is anticipated very soon.
People for Bikes is the U.S. Bicycle Industries Trade Association and a national advocacy nonprofit representing more than 325 bicycle industry supplier members and nearly 1.4 million individuals. Through our 3 areas of influence, infrastructure, policy, and participation, we accelerate the construction of safe, fun, and connected places to bike. We advance pro-bike business legislation and reduce barriers to access, welcoming more people to the joys of riding a bike. Our goal, become the best place to ride a bike in the world. What does that look like to us? From large urban cities to small rural towns, the U.S. is the best place to ride a bike. For recreation, or to safely get where you want to go. Communities are more connected and vibrant thanks to the bicycle. Protected bike lanes, trails, and bike parks are ubiquitous, and children are taught to ride in elementary school. Biking is commonplace. People of every age, size, race, identity, and ability ride daily since bicycling is affordable and fully integrated into public transport. The American way of life has been transformed. People are happier, and the planet is healthier. This is our goal.
In Kids on Bikes, you take on the roles of everyday people grappling with strange, terrifying, and very, very powerful forces that they cannot defeat, control, or even fully understand. Using stats like grit, charm, fight, flight, brains, and brawn, you'll choose your own destiny in this storytelling, rules-light, tabletop role-playing game where adventure is a bike ride away. Kids on Bikes even allows you to create a communally controlled, powered character to add another dimension of gameplay to your games. Jump right into the action and create your own band of ragtag mystery solvers today. Hunt down a rare remaining physical copy at your favorite local game store or download the PDF on Drive-Thru RPG. Kids on Bikes 2nd edition is anticipated very soon.
People for Bikes is the U.S. bicycle industry's trade association and a national advocacy nonprofit representing more than 325 bicycle industry supplier members and nearly 1.4 million individuals. Through our 3 areas of influence, infrastructure, policy, and participation, we accelerate the construction of safe, fun, and connected places to bike. We advance pro-bike business legislation and reduce barriers to access, welcoming more people to the joys of riding a bike. Our goal, become the best place to ride a bike in the world. What does that look like to us? From large urban cities to small rural towns, the U.S. is the best place to ride a bike. For recreation, or to safely get where you want to go. Communities are more connected and vibrant thanks to the bicycle. Protected bike lanes, trails, and bike parks are ubiquitous, and children are taught to ride in elementary school. Biking is commonplace. People of every age, size, race, identity, and ability ride daily since bicycling is affordable and fully integrated into public transport. The American way of life has been transformed. People are happier, and the planet is healthier. This is our goal.
In Kids on Bikes, you take on the roles of everyday people grappling with strange, terrifying, and very, very powerful forces that they cannot defeat, control, or even fully understand. Using stats like grit, charm, fight, flight, brains, and brawn, you'll choose your own destiny in this storytelling, rules-light tabletop role-playing game where adventure is a bike ride away. Kids on Bikes even allows you to create a communally controlled, powered character to add another dimension of gameplay to your games. Jump right into the action and create your own band of ragtag mystery solvers today. Hunt down a rare remaining physical copy at your favorite local game store or download the PDF on Drive-Thru RPG. Kids on Bikes 2nd edition is anticipated very soon.
People for Bikes is the U.S. Bicycle Industries Trade Association and a national advocacy nonprofit representing more than 325 bicycle industry supplier members and nearly 1.4 million individuals. Through our 3 areas of influence, infrastructure, policy, and participation, we accelerate the construction of safe, fun, and connected places to bike. We advance pro-bike business legislation and reduce barriers to access, welcoming more people to the joys of riding a bike. Our goal, become the best place to ride a bike in the world. What does that look like to us? From large urban cities to small rural towns, the U.S. is the best place to ride a bike. For recreation, or to safely get where you want to go. Communities are more connected and vibrant thanks to the bicycle. Protected bike lanes, trails, and bike parks are ubiquitous, and children are taught to ride in elementary school. Biking is commonplace. People of every age, size, race, identity, and ability ride daily since bicycling is affordable and fully integrated into public transport. The American way of life has been transformed. People are happier, and the planet is healthier. This is our goal.
Here we go.
In Kids on Bikes, you
That
take on
was
the
on the
roles of
stream.
everyday people grappling with strange, terrifying, and
All right, we're back, as
He doesn't
Dusty
have to play crazy.
made clear.
Yeah.
So, all right, we are going to play Ed's own rules for playing a version of Texas Hold'em here, and this is going to be a lot of fun, but I'm going to lean on Ed and Dusty and Robin, who have played this game, and the dealer, and I have one player. If somebody would like to play for this commoner hanging out here, this wagon drover who happens to be here, that would help me out. If somebody would like to play that person's hand. They are a commoner, so they have no bonuses to anything.
No bonuses.
Great dice rolls.
Yep.
Done.
Okay. So, what's the first thing we do? You guys all decide whether you're bluffing or card sharping.
Elva's time in the Feywild has taught her a fair amount about deception. She's going to try to bluff.
Okay.
I am also going to try to bluff because I'm a commoner.
And Nubin?
I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to bluff. Is that correct?
You can
choose. Yeah!
You can choose to bluff, or I believe, as I'm reading these rules, you can also choose
So the bluff is its own thing first. And then after that, there is choosing the dexterity or charisma for your gambling check. So the idea that I had was gambling is your proficiency with the cards plus a skill. And I thought dexterity and charisma both made sense because dexterity would be sort of card sharky and charisma would be bluffing people, playing the players and not the game.
So your choice.
Yep. But the first thing is the deception check to see if you can get advantage on that roll.
So we all of us roll a deception, whoever gonna deceive, and then we all roll an insight.
Yep. And really, there's not much reason not to try it because there's no downside to it. It's just whether or not you get advantage.
I rolled a nat 20 on my deception. Euban also rolled a nat 20 on his deception. Elva's got a 15. I did not detect either of their deceptions.
The dealer had a 16.
Elva caught me.
The dealer had a 16.
Deception or insight?
I did perception. Hold on. Insight. Nope, an 11. Didn't notice anybody.
I didn't notice shit.
So, at this point, Newbin is the only one getting advantage on the gambling check because Elva caught it.
So Elva's the only one getting deception.
No, Elva's deception was only 15. Her insight was 21, which beats everybody except Newbin.
Mm-hmm.
So Newbin's deception was high enough that Newbin gets advantage on the gambling check, but everybody else.
Nobody was high enough to beat your deception.
My deception was only 15.
Yeah, but nobody had an insight higher than 15.
Oh, other than me.
So, yeah.
So I so I will have advantage. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So Newbin and Elva have advantage on this, and then the dealer rolls the flop, right?
First, we're gonna get our pocket cards, our pocket dice, and bet on those.
Okay.
There's a round of betting before the flop.
Okay. And
so does that mean I roll 2 die and take the higher one, Ed?
Correct.
Or not necessarily the higher one, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you.
So on my Elva's dexterity check is a 21, which on the chart gives me 2 rerolls of my d12s and 1 reroll of one of the communal dice, the ones that Paul's going to roll.
Okay.
Any rerolls of those can only happen before any bets are placed on those dice. So you can't, somebody can't get the whole table to bet on things and then cause one of them to re-roll. So as soon as when you roll the flop, I can choose whether I'm going to re-roll one of those or not.
Okay.
And then we move on to betting.
Okay.
Don't worry, we got this. I have 1 re-roll of my own dice.
So do I roll the flop now?
Everybody should roll their pocket dice first.
Okay,
so
and
each player.
The dealer doesn't have anything. The dealer's just doing a flop.
I had the dealer playing, but if the dealer's not playing, then no, they won't have a hand.
No, I'll roll my own hand. Are you guys all rolling it in here, or are you rolling your own dice?
I rolled over here.
I rolled dice in front of me.
Okay.
I rolled dice in front of me too.
Got it.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know as the dealer what we have in our secret hand.
Okay.
Secret poker. Secret poker.
All right.
All right. Now you roll 3d12 openly.
Well, first we bet on these. If anybody has pocket cards that they want to bet on, they can.
How much money does this commoner have?
This commoner has 10 gold. But silver was to put in, say 20 silver because silver was ante. 20 silver. Okay. Or no. Okay. Sorry.
And it was 1 silver to play.
Got it.
They have
Right?
yeah, it was 1 silver to play.
And they have 20
We
silver
have-
total.
Yeah,
So
actually
we have
up
4
that
silver
to
in the pot.
up that to 50 silver.
So we have 4 silver in the pot right now.
Mhm.
So that may matter at the end. So somebody needs to track the
Yeah,
pot.
I'm looking at.
Okay.
And this is where I really want to have actual poker chips because keeping track of what goes in the pot was tedious.
There's only 3 players, right?
If the dealer's not playing,
The dealer's playing, so there's a silver in there for the
okay.
dealer too. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So there's 4 silver in.
Yep.
All right.
So starting with the dealer, we go around clockwise to see if they want to bet on their pocket cards, their pocket dice.
Dealer checks.
So Nubin,
Noob will throw in a silver.
that's a silver to commoner.
I'll meet you. She had silver.
Elva will also stay in.
Well, and so will
That's
the
1
dealer.
silver to the dealer.
The dealer will throw in a silver to stay in.
All right. So that's everybody bet. We have 8 in the pot.
And then
we go to
I
the
should
flop.
I should do the flop in the chat here. So 3d12. Oh, but we can bust that out, right? So that is 5, 2, and 1.
This is where I had dice in front of me on the table, so that I could just see what was in the.
Yeah,
my hand
that makes
was.
sense. I get what
I'm
you're
gonna have you re-roll the 1.
Okay.
Use my 1 re-roll.
All right.
What
So
was that, 5 and what?
R1d12. So that becomes an 8.
Okay. So it's 5, 2, 8 are the flop.
Yep.
Okay, who's zooming?
Me. All right. So
So starting with the dealer, round of betting.
the dealer will drop 2 silver.
That's
Nubin folds.
Nubin fold. Well, Nubin folds. Okay. Commoner.
Folds.
Ooh.
I'll stay in. 2 more.
Okay.
I'll raise 2 more.
Dealer will stay in for
Dealer
2
in.
silver.
All right. Then we are on to the turn.
The turn, and everybody sees the turn.
Yep.
R1d12 is a 5. Dealer
So
raises.
it's only me and the dealer in.
Dealer raises a silver.
I will match that.
Okay.
And we'll go to the river.
The river. R1d12. 7. Dealer's.
Right. Now
dealer,
I have two rerolls of my pocket dice I'm going to use.
Dealer stays. You go. Then you go, or do you get to do that before I decide whether I'm staying or not? I wouldn't know whether you're doing it or not. So.
As I did it, I said people could do that anytime because it doesn't affect anybody else's game.
Okay.
Shit, I didn't get that part. I thought I was rolling advantage, so I picked right at the beginning.
You had that too. You had advantage on the gambling check, and then you earn rerolls.
Okay, I totally misunderstood then. That's all right. I'll play the next one.
So is Elva? Where's Elva at?
So what did the dealer do?
Dealer actually stayed. Checked. Yep.
I'll bet 3 silver.
This is where I want an insight check mechanic.
You already did your insight check.
I know. I know.
And
I know.
didn't want
It's
that
fair.
in the rules of the game.
It's fair.
I didn't want that in the rules of the game here because I wanted this part of it to be the players being able to play poker.
Yeah. Right. No.
I wanted there to be mechanics so that somebody who wasn't good at cards could be competitive. But then I also wanted an element of like, I'm gonna play poker.
I think it's.
Do a real life insight check, Paul.
Yeah, I am. I'm staring at Ed. And I got nothing because.
There. Ask him if he swears his mother's life.
All right, I'm on.
He's got it.
I'm on
That's
for
good.
5. I'm on for 5 silver pieces, right? As a dealer.
5? No,
I
you
bet-
need 3.
I bet
you need
3.
3 to match.
No, 3 to stay in,
3
but
to
I've
match the
already dropped 3, I think, so 6 total, right?
You're in for 7 currently.
In for 7, so if I go 3, I'm in for a whole gold, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm in 3 silver.
Right. Then you're first to show.
I think I fucked up though. I have a pair of 5s.
Well, you're the dungeon master. You can say whatever you want.
No, I have a pair of 5s.
5s.
Wait, no, I have 3. I have 3 5s because I only have my 2 and the flop, and then I rolled another 5. I have 3 of 5s. I have 3 of 5.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
you beat my 2 pair. I have 2 5s, 2 7s, and a 10 kicker.
All right.
You got 3 of a kind.
I had 3 of a kind. Yeah.
So dealer, you are therefore you take a total of 14 gold added to your
Silver.
kitty.
Silver.
Sorry, silver.
Silver.
And
Yeah.
just sweeps it up and goes, well, the house thanks you. Anybody up for another game? And we'll do one more because I don't want the whole game to turn into this, but it would, if we want to do another one more round,
Sure.
if folk are into it. And it'll go quicker because we know what we're doing.
So we start with deception.
Yep.
Dealer doesn't roll that or does?
Yeah, I can.
Trying to just.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't Newbin. That was me saying 19.
All right. I'm commoner in this case. I'll give her a name, Dealer, so you guys will know. And then we all get to roll insight, right?
And then everybody rolls insight. And I think it's probably better to just build in everybody roll deception and everybody roll insight rather than choose if you want to bluff.
Yeah.
And if anybody's insight or deception beats everybody at the table, then they have advantage on the gambling check.
I don't think the dealer has anything going for her. So
Looks like Newbin has advantage on it, and Newbin's the only one.
Sorry, the commoner hasn't rolled yet. My commoner.
well, you're Vela in this case, apparently.
Yeah. I was trying to click off of Newbin. I
Right.
couldn't get to my token because he zoomed in so far.
Yeah, so Newbin beat everyone on deception and saw through everyone's deception. So Newbin gets advantage on the gambling check. No one else does. So the gambling check is either dexterity or charisma, and if you're proficient in 3 Dragon Ante cards, you'll add your proficiency bonus.
So I just roll whichever I choose.
Yep.
Dexterity or charisma, your choice.
And so that means now you have 2 rerolls of your own dice, and you can call for a reroll of the dice that the dealer rolls, as long as we haven't
And
started
Newbin,
betting on them yet.
you make that check at advantage, so roll again and see if you do better.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about Elva's roll, not yours.
The Newbin has an 18, which gives you 2 rerolls of your d12s that you can do at any time. So what I did
Wait till the end.
was wait until
Yeah,
the
I
end.
got it now.
All right. So then everybody rolls 2d12.
Everybody will make. Yeah. Yep.
1 silver in, and everybody rolls.
Rolls their pocket dice.
Okay. The dealer will smile and put 1 silver in.
Beware the smiling dealer.
That's 1 silver to Nubin.
While this is happening, Robespierre, make a perception check.
I will. I was just thinking that I have by far the highest charisma.
Yeah.
And I'm the one player not.
I know.
This.
Yeah.
You said charisma check?
Perception.
I'm sorry, you said perception.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. Boop, 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 boop. I got charisma on the mind. Perception is not my strength.
I know.
17.
Okay. While you're standing over the shoulders watching the game, you notice the guy who has hidden his appearance keeps actually peeking like out this window to the side here. It says it's a door, but it's a window. And looking back there. Nothing changes out the window that you can see, but he keeps peeking out there. The woman is watching intently the bartender. Okay.
I'm gonna mosey on over there.
Okay.
Not gonna do anything. Just kind of. I realize I'm not helping with the poker game. I was just kind of watching. I was like, I'm just spectating, and I'll just take one of these chairs.
Gotcha. I'm gonna check in with Mary quick. Mary, anything you want to be doing?
Wait, does he need a dex check to make sure he doesn't squeak a chair?
No, I'm not. You're not gonna make him make a dex check for squeaking a chair.
Ah, I woulda.
I know. Okay, and he can see just fine where the chairs are, so 10 is good enough. 10 would have been the DC.
I think it's just a sociological thing, because if you watch people when they sit in chairs that are freestanding, sociologic, like we all move the chair a smidge before we sit down in it.
Yep.
And so I was just curious if he.
Unless you're Reichert, and then you like mount it.
Yeah, you just. But then
Yeah,
you
but he
flip it
moves it
around
flips it around
backwards
Yeah.
every
That's true,
time.
he does. He really moves.
Yeah,
it.
he
That's
just-
a fair point. I
Okay.
stand corrected.
All right. So let's go back to the game.
Yeah. Sorry.
So then. Oh, actually, I was checking with Mary before I said game. Anything Mary wanted to do? Well.
I don't want to do anything in the middle of a game.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
I know Mary doesn't know, but
Right.
I'm not going to do anything right now.
Okay. All right. So, the dealer put in 2, I believe, smiling, and then it goes to Newman, right?
You said 1, but
Oh.
we can.
Said one.
Nobody's
See, that's the-
responded yet.
1's fine.
That's part of the deception. You got to pay attention.
I do.
Gotta watch him slip an extra silver in there.
And Nubin put his silver in.
Okay. Commoner.
We don't have a flop yet, right?
Nope.
We do not.
Commoner folds.
Ooh. Commoner rolled low. Okay.
It was a really bad roll.
And Elva.
I will match it.
Okay, the flop comes down, and I can roll that. I can roll that here, right?
Yep, everybody would see that.
Yep.
Roll 1 or 3d12, and that is a 4, a 10, and a 7.
4. I'm gonna have you re-roll the 10.
Okay. 7. I'm making my marker dice like Dusty suggested. So 4, 7, and then roll 1d10.
12.
12.
1d12.
1d12.
So re-roll the 10 that you got on the d12.
That becomes
Ooh,
a
12.
12. So the dice now are 4, 7, and 12. I will put that in the chat. 4, 7, and 12 is the flop. All right. So the dealer will place down 2 silver.
Hey, you noob.
I'll see that.
Okay. Commoners out. Elva.
I will see those 2 and raise 2 more.
No hesitation. Dealer will put 2 more down.
Same.
Okay. So now the river? No, the turn.
Turn.
Here we go. The turn is an 8. I guess I could have rolled that real, but there it is. It's an 8.
Dealer?
Dealer is going to hold. Or check. Yeah.
So I only had 2 rerolls of my own dice, right? I didn't get the...
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, you didn't break 20. At 20, you get to reroll one of the other dice when it's rolled.
Got it. Okay.
And if you have the lucky feat, you can force anything to reroll.
Dealer checked.
You're up, noob.
I threw in 2 more also.
Oh no, this is on the next roll.
I
already added
I
2.
rolled an 8 after I.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Are you in? I checked. So if you raise, I have to stay in.
I'm gonna raise, so I'm gonna throw in 2 more silver. Sorry, I missed that.
Okay.
I'll call.
I will call as well. 2 silver in for the dealer as well. And the river, I will roll this correctly. Roll 1d12. Is a 3.
That's not helpful.
You're not supposed to say that part.
Remember, you can re-roll your own dice if you want. Dealer.
Dealer's going to check.
Noob.
Same.
Elva.
I'll raise 3.
Ooh. Dealer. 3 to stay in.
Dealer folds.
I'll call.
Okay. All right.
So noob is first to show.
I have 3 7s.
I also have 3 7s.
What kind of deck is this?
3 7s with a high 12, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we have exactly the same hand.
Wow.
No, you have to
what
duel.
happens then?
We just
What
split.
happens?
You split the pot.
Split the pot.
Yep.
Okay. So you both get. There are 9 silvers on the table that are not your own. So what happens then?
Go ahead and keep it.
4.5 silver.
Yeah.
What's the total?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I've been taking them off my sheet.
The dealer gives you change, so you each get 8 silver and 5 copper.
Well, but what was the total? Because I wasn't keeping track.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay. 8 silver plus 5 copper plus.
What was the pot?
So, I'm getting there. Oh, the whole pot?
Yeah, the
5,
whole
5,
pot.
10,
Because I've been
15,
marking
20.
them off my sheet every time I bet.
Oh,
So I need
right.
to know
Okay.
everything, not just.
Well,
what's
then you
on
get. Okay, so each of you will get 19 silver and 5 copper.
And I'll toss the 5 copper to the dealer as a tip.
Same.
And the dealer takes it and sort of does the shoulder, the elbow grab to Newman, and will say, "Welcome at the table, both of you, anytime. Thank you, sweeties." And it says "sweeties" on purpose, like it seems like a very intentional choice, and will walk out the door.
Newman, check your purse.
I
Do
checked my.
Actually, Newman, make a perception check.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask. How would I do this?
Just make a perception check.
Fuck.
All right. When you put your hand in your purse, you find a piece of paper in your little satchel on your belt, and it wasn't there earlier.
Nothing's missing. It's just
Added.
something new.
Yep, something new.
Okay, got it. So since there's still a commoner sitting there, I'm just going to kind of play it off and be like, it's good. And then I'm going to go get another beer.
Okay.
Vela,
right.
would you like another milk?
She scrunches her nose up at you.
Or would you like a beer?
I want something to take the edge off, please.
Merryweather.
So I'm going to go get...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm going to go get 2 more Emperor Ales.
You get the Emperor Ales.
Oh, so you should have gotten another milk. Sour milk, take that edge off.
Merryweather. You see a woman striding out. She has flaming red hair. Human. Leather coat. Looks like she's walking determinately. Moves through here, and you see her walking with purpose towards this man here with the hat. The strange hat that you saw earlier with the moss. Just checking if there's anything you want to do about it.
No, I probably wouldn't. I mean,
Yep.
I don't, yeah.
That's fine.
I don't need to do anything.
She moves into this space, and you see her trip over a stone here on the well. She bumps into the man with the hat and shoves him forward. He steps forward into his cart, and an enormous explosion.
Okay, at that, I'm gonna run and get this button off of the cart down by the nose.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take advantage of the distraction of the explosion.
You got it.
And I'm gonna do the zoomies that cats do, and just kind of
Yep.
And I want to try
Where's the cucumber?
Is it small enough that I could swallow it?
You tell me. I don't know cats very well. It's like the size of. I mean, we're of a similar age. Do you remember wearing like buttons for like Michael Jackson and Wham and shit back in the 80s? Like, it's the size of like.
I know, but some of them come smaller than others.
Yeah.
It's smaller version.
The smaller. It's the smaller version. I'm not talking about the big like I like Ike button. I'm like I'm like the Wham.
Like
in the 80s, it was probably like the size of a silver dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be pleasant, but
a cat could do it.
I think a cat could do it.
I'll bow to your greater
Not
Buddha
gonna be
nature on
pleasant
cats.
either.
So yes. All right.
So I'm just gonna go, bouncing everywhere because this explosion gave me an opportunity to make a break for it.
I'm going to ask. You tell me. I'm thinking sleight of hand or stealth, even though it's swallowing. But at advantage, you're going to get advantage, because of the explosion.
Well, I mean, I'm better at stealth.
Okay, give the stealth. Stealth's fine.
I'm a little biased.
Okay.
Light of gullet.
Yeah.
Sleight of gullet. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Well, let me roll this commoner's perception check and see what he says, but I'm pretty sure you're going to beat him on that.
And I also
Yeah,
he
rolled well.
I've been staring at this guy for a while, so I want to, in case I need to ever pretend to be him and look like him, I have his appearance in my brain.
He is a gnome wearing a chef's hat.
Yep, that's what I'm remembering.
Okay.
And I've got his medallion. And
okay.
going to cat away. I don't know.
Okay,
Somewhere over
well, you
here,
might
maybe.
not necessarily want to go directly that way. I haven't
Okay.
drawn my little fire template here.
Gotcha. I'll wait to see. Oh, well, yeah, maybe I don't. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you might have been
Behind
okay
it.
there.
Yeah.
But why can't I make it look cool? Oh well, that's okay. That's all now like a huge boom. And this whole cart was filled with, like I said, grains and legumes, but the wood around it is all now is en fuego. Uh, I don't think I said that right. But
Yeah, you did.
it's on fire. And all of the patrons in the bar are now moving towards the windows and looking out at the windows, and there is screaming, and the guards are rushing forward trying to put the fire out. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to be in initiative order for this? It's not necessarily combat, but it might actually just create order. Up to you guys.
I'm watching. I mean, we can answer that question, but Paul, I'm not going to help with the fire. I'm going to watch this fellow and see how he reacts.
He stands up.
I'm going to just watch him and track him.
Okay. All right. I'll ask each of you individually now. Newbin, what's Newbin doing as this boom goes off?
The doors are open, so I'm just going to see if I can see what's going on by just sitting here and looking.
Okay. You heard a big, like, just explosive sound and then fire crackling. And you're hearing people screaming, and there are people who have been burned badly. This dude is dead.
Oh, dead.
She is also dead.
Oh, man, this is going to be character Ugh. Don't like it.
All right. So you see that the dealer is like burned alive. You can see like she's still on fire in this fire, but she is clearly not. She has clearly not survived the explosion. Um, the uh, the There is a vendor who you may have noted when you walked through, who is also clearly dead, and his cart is almost already nearly destroyed from the fire.
And that weird stone thing, like it's in the midst of that fire.
It would have been right underneath the table here.
That exploded.
Yes. Right here. There we go. Cool.
Okay.
If Mary does, I'll go to you next then, Robin. If Mary does turn around, she can see that the person, like you would have remembered thinking back on it that it looks like he was shoved onto that area.
Like she shoved him.
Bumped him.
But she got killed too.
Correct.
So, I mean, either it's like a kamikaze effort or she didn't know it was going to happen, would be my assumption.
Seems fair from what I've described, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This dude is also, like, he has taken damage. Oh. Sorry.
I don't have anything that can really help without hurting people more. So I think I'm just going to stay a cat.
Okay. With a swallowed button. Alright, so I've heard what Robes is doing, what Mary's doing. Newbin, what are you doing?
I was not moving. I was just going to be watching through the doors because I can kind of see what's happening through the doors.
You did tell me that. Sorry. Elva, what's Elva doing?
Yep.
I'm just moving away from the doors and watching from over by the bar.
You got it. Vela, Dusty, what are you doing?
Can I see anybody that's dead?
From where you are, if These are sort of... No, you cannot. Because the way the doors open, you
Oh,
wouldn't
wait.
see them.
No, I'm with Nubin. I'm with
Oh,
Nubin, sorry.
sorry. Okay. Yeah,
'Cause
you can
I forgot that I had food.
totally see dead people. Yep. You're like Sixth Sense.
I
You
see
see dead people.
I think then I would probably I looking for my distance on my Spare the Dying. I can never find it in Foundry.
I think it's 30 for Brave Cleric. Might be 60. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or me.
Thinking too. No, I'm trying to figure out if it's 30 or 60. Circle of Mortality. 30 feet, yeah. I can't see, the map is too big.
This says that you are
35.
too far. You're too far away.
Okay, so I can see them, and I'm going to nervously, like, look like I'm really nervous and run up and around the table and peek around the door, like like trying to look like I'm hiding behind the door, but
this is a
really I'm just
window
trying
actually.
To
get... So these should actually be open.
This door.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm trying to peek out the door, like put my head outside the door a little bit, and I'm gonna look at the dealer, and I'm going to cast Spare the Dying, with hopes that she might be savable. And then I'll just wait for initiative, and then I'll try to do it to the next person.
All right. She no longer has death save. She's been spared. I don't know how to mark her as such, but I have these new little tokens, so I'm going to put on her glowing globes. There. Now she's glowy. Okay. So she has Spare the Dying, and that brings me to everybody has gone. So then I'll come back around. I will tell you what the NPCs are doing. So this person is running forward and trying to draw water from the well to put out the fire.
Did you ping someone?
Yes, this person here. They're outside. This person is running away over here. This person is going to move backwards and is going to step on another plate, and there's another explosion, and fire bursts through here.
Good God.
Oh, Mary is in this.
Yeah,
so
I had moved over there.
Mary, I need a dex check, a dex saving throw.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, I would imagine a cat's dexterity is pretty high.
Also, I made that too big, but you would still be in it. By 1. I just don't know how to... It's not letting me change the size, so I'm going to delete it and redo it, but... I didn't mean for you to be in it, but it is actually where it would have been. No, that's too big. Oh, you might not be in it, Mary. Hold on. No. It's supposed to be the same size. You're not in it. Don't worry about it. You don't need to make a save. You're just outside though. Like fire explodes right in front of your face, and engulfing all of these folk who are commoners and cannot. There's no way they can survive this. So these folk all burn to death.
Okay, and there's a well there?
There is. Over here.
All right, I can I do something? Can I drop?
Yeah, you can do
wild
whatever you want. Yep.
All right. I do have a spell scroll of control water.
Okay.
So I will drop my. I mean, at this point, if people notice me, the cat become me. I don't really care.
Okay.
But I will use controlled water from the well, and it's like I don't know. I haven't. That's what I was trying to read before, and then I've never used the spell before, but I'd like to try to control it from the well and try to put out some of the fire.
I don't know it that well either. Can you pop it into
It has
chat?
Well, no, I can't.
Oh, because the scroll. Okay, let me look it up. I got it right
find
here.
It.
I got it.
So it's like you can flood if you're standing in it, or if you choose, like, so I don't even know if it's possible because I don't know the spell. Parting water, redirect flow, but it's not flowing water.
You control any freestanding water inside any area you choose that is a cube up to 100 feet on a side. You can choose any of these actions.
They give all these different options, but I'm not really sure. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to put out some of the fire. So, but it's a really long description. So.
That's a weird choice of words that they've used. Like, this is so stupid appraiser language here, but you don't use the word freestanding if it's actually moving, and then everything about it says it's moving, and then where do you direct it? But it says freestanding, which means not moving. It's not flowing from one place to another, is what freestanding.
I mean, it might be flowing under the well, but I'm not standing in it. So I apologize if I just was trying to help. But if it's too much of a problem, or if that's not the language of the spell, I don't have to use it. It's just the only thing I have that could be useful.
I think it's fine. I think if you're controlling water, I think you could take water from a well and move it to another location as if it were flowing. Yeah, go ahead. Where do you want the water to move from? It's basically, I think it's roughly like, it's a well, and so, like, you could move the water from the well that's maybe 20 feet down, 10 feet down, and so you could move it to wherever you want as if it were like flowing a river, is the way I would say it. So you could move the water to either one of these, but not both, is basically what I'm thinking.
Well, probably.
Which is maybe pushing the bounds of that spell, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, I really.
I'm cool with it.
Look, we're level 15. If we can't move some fucking water out of a well to like put out a fire, then like what's going on here?
It is a fourth level spell, so it should have some oomph, and I'm cool with you putting.
Come on. Concentration spell for up to 10 minutes, so it's like moving it for up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I will say in the first turn you can put out one of these two fires. Which one do you want to put out in your first turn?
Well, the closest one.
Okay, so
I'll start with the closest. Well, I think that would make sense.
That seems fair to me, and so the water comes rushing out, and you put out that fire. And now the water is like, I wanted a free-forming thing, but there you go. There's where the water is. And it'll be moving in as you control it on the next turn.
All right. Can I, and then...
Yeah, you can move. Moving through those carts would be difficult terrain. You'd have to be bobbing, because those are actually like the size of you. So, okay, cool.
I'll skirt this fire.
Got it. All right. We have not moved into initiative, so I'm just trying to remember, just making sure everybody gets to go. So I'm going to go to Elva next.
I'm really just watching.
Okay. Anything from Newbin?
Because I could see Mary turn back into Mary because she's just within my field of vision. Newbin's going to go outside just to see if there's anything that he'll need to help with for Mary.
Ooh, this troll took
damage. Watch where you step. There's something that's floating, Newbin. Just be careful where you step.
All right. I'll just come right outside the door then. Thank you.
That's fire damage to a troll.
Aw.
All right.
He's not going to regenerate in 6 seconds.
He's gonna move away, but I just because we're not doing initiative, I'm just kind of doing things in sort of a kitty wampus kind of way. Elva's gone, Newman's gone, Merryweather's gone. Velo, what are you doing? And then I'll go to Robespierre.
As soon as I see Newbin run out the door, I'll run up with my crazy person act and grab his arm, and I keep on walking into the wall. And then I will do spare the dying on this person.
Okay.
Assuming they're not all the way dead yet.
I will give them sparkles as well. Nope, that's super frost. Never mind. Don't do that.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
Well, I am now. I frosted to death.
I found these. Whatever. I found these cool effects, but they're not the effects I want. They're like if this person's frozen, or if they're being rained on, or if they're on fire, if they're this, and I'm like, how about if they're like webbed or restrained, or that would be cool. But they're all animations that I don't necessarily need. Okay. So you have cast Spare the Dying on those two. Is that it for Vela?
I'm going to push Newbin and say, walk along the building! And see if he'll move with me to...
Did Newbin use his full movement? Because if he did, he can't move anymore.
To this,
Newbin
to here.
Definitely did not move his full movement. He's got
no, he definitely did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to move, Noob?
Sure.
Okay.
So I'll follow him.
Okay.
And then
there's a gnome standing next to Newbin who is screaming, just screaming at the fire in front of her. Robes.
Fuck you, fire.
Yeah, what is she screaming?
She's screaming in Gnomish, and it's a lot of curses and like, I shouldn't have come here. I know I shouldn't have come here. Robes. I suspect you want to know what these two are doing before you take an action.
Yeah, and what they're doing, but also I'm trying to observe. Do they seem surprised? Do they seem paranoid, threatened?
Give me an insight.
Or do they seem like they're acting? Yeah. There you go. Insight check. I'm so good at this. Actually, I have proficiency. I should.
Oh!
And I roll.
24. Anything over a 20, and I was going to tell you get the sense of job well done.
Yep. That's what I thought.
So, these
that's my
two...
human insight check.
Yeah, Winston's insight is pretty high, too.
So, actually, these two are moving in this direction now. And
just gonna tail them.
Okay. Well, then, if you tail them, you see them move all the way to this door.
Ooh.
Okay. That will bring me back to who? That will bring me back to Mary.
I'm still concentrating on controlled water, so I'm going to continue to try to put out the fire.
This fire. Okay, and without trouble, with all the water that put out that fire, you smell burnt vegetable goods as this person's wares go up in flames. They are dead, so it doesn't necessarily matter to them, but this fire goes out. Everybody, just to make it easier, Mary can have advantage, and then whatever advantages you normally have, you can have, but everybody make me a perception check.
I've not come outside. Should I still roll?
You should, because you have the shield.
Okay. Did I not make it an advantage?
You should still make it an advantage.
Well, I'll roll poorly, just for good measure.
Perfect. I don't know, actually, whether or not that... All right.
I gotcha.
16, 10, 22, 24. No, that's an insight. I need a perception yet from Robes
Me. I'm
and
not in there
from
yet.
Vela.
Oh, you want one for me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Cool. I will give you one.
Vela notices nothing.
Ah! She's focused on the dead bodies.
All right. So, but Vela, you have advantage, and so does Mary, and Mary rolled an advantage, and Vela should have advantage as well, and so should Noob. Okay.
17.
17. Noob, you should roll at advantage. So just roll one more perception check. Okay. Noob doesn't notice, but Mary
You ran into the wall. Mary's cats or Robin's cats have the zoomies. It's cracking me up.
Back there.
But Mary definitely notices, and Robespierre does not. Does. Robes, Vela, and Mary hear a small. It's sort of subtle. You hear like a, and then the tinkling of rockfall to the northwest.
We hear a subtle
I didn't
what?
quite understand the sound you made. Was it like a distant
Yeah.
explosion?
Boom.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't come through
Oh,
very
sorry.
well.
Muffled, thundery explosion, but very
Okay.
muffled, like a silencer was on it, like. Boom, boom.
Paul,
Now it
what's
came
this? There it is. What's the tattoo that we know to recognize for the Selenite?
One hand,
the good
right?
Drow?
One hand, is that right? I'm looking at Robin, and she can't tell I'm looking at her.
Come on, Robin.
Well, at the table game, I look at Robin and Doll, and I'm like, I said this, right? But
Oh, note taker extraordinaire.
I wrote it down.
I want to say it wasn't like the red hand, but it was like a 3-fingered hand or something like that.
It was obviously they would be hiding that tattoo, but just as a
and it would be on an arm. And if Robes is asking me that question, you have noted that there are some Drow that wear long sleeves. And
these two are among them. I'm
yes,
assuming.
they are.
Okay. My brain is slowly clicking towards what's happening.
Yeah, I think the last time I just wrote symbol.
Okay.
So
In my head, it's a 3-fingered, like
bicep.
it's like a 3-fingered like 3 fingers up, and then it's like a hand. This is how I have it pictured in my hand. I might not have described this well. In fact, I know I haven't. But
I remember it being a hand. So
it's a hand,
right.
but 3 fingers extended. And so. Okay. So, yeah, you do not see the arms of these people, and it's not, you can't tell, but you also notice that a lot of people here don't wear sleeves. So.
Well, except the disguised guy, if he had it on his undisguised flesh.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
Is the clothing part of the disguise, or is that legitimate?
Looks like the clothing stays the same no matter what.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just keep following them.
Okay. All right. So those two open this door, walk into the. Oh, I made an explosion. These two walk through this door, walk into the storeroom. This guy, the bartender, has run to the front door, so nobody's here at the bar as you move over towards the doorway.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep following them. I'm tempted to do some spooky stuff, but.
Well, they're about to shut the door on you.
Okay. I'm gonna cast gaseous form.
Okay, so you go you're no longer invisible, and now you're gaseous. Right?
And I will just float through and just kind of like pass through them as a gas.
Okay. All right, they move in.
And
You're gaseous.
I am. Well, I was planning to reform in front of them before they could pass further. Does that make sense? Like while they were still here.
So as you reform behind them, they're trying to open up the window to get out the window.
Well, yeah, I was trying to slip in front of them, if that makes sense, Paul. Like as I cast it, I was trying to like cast it and then like ooze into the room in front of them and then reform. But if they got ahead of me, I would just do that outside the window.
I'm getting what you're saying. I'm trying to think of what's realistic. So here's how they're moving swiftly through here. They open the door. You see them
I guess
opening the
they're
door.
dashing, right?
They're not quite dashing, but they're moving swiftly. They don't want to draw attention to themselves by dashing, but they're moving
Right.
with purpose. So they open the door. They move through. They would take.
Oh, you know what?
It would take them
my
some
flying
time to
speed
open.
I'm sorry, Paul. You're right. My flying speed's only 10 feet.
Okay.
So I think I would just try to slip through the door without casting.
Okay. I'm gonna say he tries to shut the door, so he's right there. How do you want to do that?
Fuck it, I'm just gonna uninvisible myself. I'm just gonna like, as he tries to shut the door, I'm just gonna grab his wrist and uninvisible.
Okay. Tony, how you feeling?
I'm good.
Okay. Everybody roll for initiative. I want to start just getting us. I was able to track it for a while, but I think now we need to.
No combat encounter. You ready yet?
It says there's a combat.
There it goes. I was just so speedy, apparently.
Okay. So, I am still gonna move us forward in this. Well, I think no. We'll start right where we start. Elva, you would have seen him appear. So let's just start where we're at. Elva. I can't hear you, Ed. I don't know why. I don't see a mute thing.
He's got new fancy earphones.
Could anybody else hear Ed?
No.
No. Okay. You are audibly deaf to it. Deaf? Never mind.
Ah, we're back to the headset.
And yet I still cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, my earbuds decided to go phase out when I went to go tell Leela to go to bed.
Ah. Understood.
The sound got weird, and then you couldn't hear me, so that makes sense. So Elva will, seeing Robes turn visible, will leap over the bar and just back him up. Robes does not have a weapon in hand currently, correct? Like nothing visibly
No.
grabbing this guy.
Yeah, I would say that I don't have my weapon in hand. It's not
right.
unsheathed. I'm trying to grab him.
Yeah, Elva's not going to draw a weapon or anything, but she is absolutely going to move in and back you up.
Okay.
And I will give you the help action.
Nice.
Okay. All right. That will bring us to we were here. So this one will actually stop what she's doing, which was opening up the window to climb out, and will turn back and say, "Do you wish to see the world burn? Then let us leave." And that's actually what she's going to do. Her friend will actually try to yank his hand out of your grasp. Are you going to try to hold it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, strength check.
Here we go. Do I get do I get a bonus on this or the advantage from the help?
You do, I think,
All right.
right? I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alright.
It's not going to help much because I am not very strong. Whoops. 8. Or 9, I guess.
Yeah, he easily pulls his hand away and says, "We wish you no harm, but this is for the good of all." And it will pull and run back.
Got it.
That's all that happens. Vela, you're up.
I am going to cast Spare the Dying on this person.
Okay. I will give them the sparkles. That is the fun mirror image one that I can't wait to use for Elva.
Super creepy.
Yeah.
You've got it on the other guy too.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. That's pretty fun.
That's it.
Okay. Nubin, what are you doing?
Oh, I will, as just to clarify, if Nubin moves, I will be going with him. As best I can.
Okay.
Trying to keep up.
Technically, like...
We haven't...
No, but that's okay.
I can't hold movement.
You can't hold movement.
I'm holding his hand, so I'm trying to figure out how I...
I'll allow it.
We haven't, like, seen or heard anything that's happening inside, though, from where we're standing.
No, you don't know anything about what's happening at the storeroom over here.
So I'll just holler out, "Mary, is everything okay?"
Okay. And no movement, no...
I'm going to stay right here.
Okay. Well, that'll bring us to Mary, who hears Nubin call out.
I'll look for some shiny spots with some weird moss. I don't know if there's any more things that'll explode. So I'm going to still concentrate on the water. I'm not going to make anything happen, but I'd like to see if I notice any more explosive spots.
You can definitely make another perception check.
Okay.
Okay. As you're kind of like doing the spin around, like just if you see anything with moss, you see a mossy spot right here in front of this drow guard in front of you.
Don't step there. Right there, like that, just like that. Don't step there.
And he's got a hand crossbow out. Actually, it's a she. She has her hand crossbow out and is sort of looking for anything, any signs of anything, and looks at you. What do you know? And that's all they say. Robespierre.
I'm going to step into the room behind the two. And I'm not going to shut the door because Elva's right there. And I want to make that easy enough. But I'm going to say, "Hold up, are you responsible for this violence? I think we may be on the same side." And just try to like make contact with them and try to see if I can't let's say, "I think we should talk just briefly, get your information, find a place to meet up."
Give me a persuasion check.
All right. Of course.
Oh, no.
It's a +10, but on a 1.
Well, on a 1, it's still an 11 because it's a skill check. So,
that's true. Pretty bad.
He's going to look at you and he will draw a sword, not in a... you know the difference between I'm going to cut you and I'm defending. He takes a defensive posture. He said, we are going to leave right now. The jury to me is out on whether or not we're on the same side. And
You're making a mistake.
And he will say, "Perhaps so." Wait, it's not his turn. Actually, all of that he can't say because it's not his turn because it's Elvis' turn.
All right. I am going to use my action to summon Katha.
Okay.
In on as close as I can get, on his back. I'm gonna have Katha grab onto him.
Okay. I guess.
And because I can't change shape without doing the full casting, so just summoning Katha as she was before and have her grab on.
Okay, is that like a grapple? Or are you just actually
She's
trying
certainly not trying to restrain him in any way.
It's just to hold on so she stays with?
Yeah, I think it's probably more of a stealth than anything.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, she's just trying to. The goal is to have her hidden and tag along so we know where they go.
Gotcha. Okay. Why don't you give me that stealth then?
I do this all the time, but she's really bad at it.
Yeah. Okay.
I really think the game needs rules for something being tiny and being better at stealth.
They should give you it should be built in, honestly.
Just the fact that you're tiny should make it harder, should make it easier to hide.
Yeah. I'm a mosquito. Oh, well, my dex is only 14, so.
And my perception saw through that.
Yep, I see that mosquito.
I see that flea from across the room because the flea's dex is pretty low.
It's not just the seeing though. With a mosquito, you feel them, you hear them, you get this weird sense that they're buzzing around you. I don't know. I can see some differentiation there between a high dex and size, because some small things can be fucking annoying. So the Drow mage will climb through. That's part of her movement, and she's going to actually try to be going stealthily this way. So she's going to use half movement to go, which means she can only get to here. And he will actually sketch a little bow at Robespierre, and you recognize a fellow sort of swashbucklery raconteur.
That was the impression I got.
Until we meet again, friend. And he will hear, and then I'm going to roll a perception check to see if he notices he's got a dragon on his back. So perception, normal. Oh, he notices it, and he's going to turn around as he's in the window, and he's going to say, "I believe this is yours." And I don't know what Katha will do as Katha gets his hand put on it. Will she fight? What will happen as he tries to pull her off?
I mean, she's a familiar. She can't fight.
Okay, he's just going to pull off Katha off his back and put it on the perch and go, "If it's meant to be, we will meet again." And then he'll move one more. And that will be his go. And that'll bring us to Vela.
Vela is a smidge too far away. Yeah, from this person. So she's going to very scaredly run forward to the other side of the scared person and put herself flat against the wall and cast Spare the Dying on this person.
Okay.
I think I might have made it before her third death saving throw. Just barely.
Okay. And anything else from Vela?
And then she's going to run back to Nubin, saying, "Why didn't you come with me?" Ah!
All right, as a description of what the crowd's doing, because I didn't give the crowd in initiative order, but the troll is being ordered to move forward, and he's if there's anything smoldering still, it's all wet wood now because of the water that got pulled out of the well that's pushing it. He's just sort of stomping on it and making sure that it's like going out. People are sort of running
Nothing
forward.
smoldering, because Shalagala doesn't mean dreamy eyes.
Nice. But that's like other people are just sort of running forward to protect their wares and sort of looking around to see if anything else is in damage. You have warned. Well, that was Newman's go. That was Vela's go. Let's go to Newman, and then I'll get to. I just wanted to, there's other things happening. People are moving around and trying to get to their wares and their goods. Is what I'm trying to say. Newman.
I'm gonna start working back toward the door.
If you'll allow, I would go with him as far as I can. But he's going to be able to go farther than I can, actually. Never mind, I can't go with him because I already moved for 30 feet during my turn.
Yep. Okay.
But I can bonus action dash if you'll allow it.
No. No, you were trying to save people's lives and going through there. You weren't necessarily like following Newman at the same time. All right, Newman, anything? Is that your go?
Yep.
Merryweather.
All right. I will respond to this drow that had spoken.
Yeah.
That talked to me before.
Yes, this one here.
And I'll just say, I noticed before that this looks like what exploded before. Like I don't know how to say it, but
yeah.
basically, just pointing out. I think this is, and I want to cast detect magic.
Okay.
To see if it's magical.
Yes. Is that a full action or a bonus action?
It's an action.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's an action. The template showed up and.
Oh, okay.
So I just was like, "What's this circle?" So there it is. There's my detect magic circle.
Okay. Well, interestingly enough, you recognize this as having. You've seen this before when you were in Lamasha Duel. It was on a book. Newman grabbed it and it exploded.
Oh, God, that's right.
This is a glyph of warding is hidden underneath the moss.
It's a glyph. Okay.
And you also recognize that in the wreckage over here are a couple of magical items.
All right. I'm not going to tell the drow about that.
No, but you are aware in your...
Yay!
Was Ed? I had Twitch open. I didn't... Oh, Albina, that was Chris Jones. Hey, thanks for subscribing again, Chris Jones.
It was a legitimate
Ed?
thing this time.
Was it Ed?
No, it wasn't. It was Chris Jones. I set up the sound alerts, and so apparently when somebody resubscribes, we get a yay! It startled me too. Yeah. Anyway, the other players can't hear it, but all of a sudden I get yay, and I'm like, ah! All right.
How's the dog doing back there?
He does not give a F. He's sleeping. Okay, so you notice the magic weapons.
I will definitely say to the drow, I think it's a glyph of warden right here. Don't activate it. Do you know how to dispel it? And I'll note where I saw the other pings.
Okay. So the drow that does that whole stops. Oh man, what is that noise? I've got to turn off all these alerts. Chris just did 100 test, whatever that means, and I got you're bamboozled noise in my ears. Okay, I need to turn all that shit off. Okay, but thank you, Chris, anyway. I appreciate it. Okay, so that would be Meriwether's go, right? Did anything else?
No, you heard what I said, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's all.
Okay. Okay. Robes.
I'm gonna let them go.
Okay.
I figured, at this point, it is what it is. And I'll go ahead and cast invisibility again.
Okay.
And as a reminder, just that is if it doesn't take a spell slot or anything, so I'm just casting it.
Gotcha.
It's still an action, it's still a spell, and all those kinds of things, right?
Yay!
What happened? Okay. And then I will just walk past Elva and kind of move out into this area and just see if there's any more chaos happening. That's it. I'm not actually doing anything, just kind of moving into position.
Gotcha. I got distracted by
distracted.
Tony resubscribing. I need to turn all of that stuff off. It's great for viewer interaction, but for me, it's like, okay. Okay. But thanks, Tony, for the resubscribe. All right.
I had to hear what it all sounded like.
Yay! All right. So that was Robes' go, and that will bring us to Elva. You see Robes go invisible, and you don't see him move through, but you do see him vanish.
I'm just going to walk back around the bar and move up to see to see what's going on, and I will have Katha come with me. I can't grab her token because I don't know what happened there, but.
Oh, interesting. I will fix that, but I will move her. You want her nearby?
Yeah, and honestly, I'll just dismiss her again and maybe get her back later.
Oh, you should have ownership. I wonder what it's doing. Okay, I'll dismiss her. And she's gone. And then, is that it for Elva?
Yeah, just move up and keep an eye on what's happening.
Okay, these guys are. I'm going to take them out of initiative because they're going to move away and nobody is following them. So I will remove them from the combat order. Vela, what do you wish to be doing?
I'm going to run up behind Nubin.
Okay.
Why'd you leave me? Not cool, man. Not cool. And then I'm going to cast, because this is what I do. I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing on all the people that I spared the dying, and then I'll also cast it on, I think I'm close enough for all of them. Okay, I'm not going up by him.
I don't know if you can do that in combat.
Cast Prayer of Healing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 10
casting
minutes.
Time is 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, hold that thought. I will, of course, literally this morning, I took Healing Word out of my things because I was like, I don't need it. I'll just do Spare the Dying and run up and touch them. Instead, I will do. What time of day is it?
Afternoonish, but you don't know that really.
I just couldn't remember as a human, like me personally. I could not remember how long we'd been moving around. So.
Yes, but you haven't seen the sun in 3 days, so your body clock is afternoonish.
Right, I'm not looking necessarily for a time so much as I am looking for like, are we closer to like, did we just wake up or did we?
No, your body clock is it's afternoonish.
Okay. I move back over here and I cast mass cure wounds on this radius. So that includes Mary in case she's lost any hit points randomly. And they each get 15 hit points.
Okay. Well, they're all immediately resurrected to the views of everybody around them, because that's more hit points than they actually started out with. Because they all had.
I thought it might be, but I was like, I don't want to sit here and try to run around and not step on these plates.
Because they all had 4 hit points. So that one pops up to life and is no longer that. This one pops up to life.
They're still technically prone, right?
Yes, they are still technically prone. Yeah, that's true. But they're definitely not dead. Oh, and this troll gets 4 hit points.
Only if I name him.
That's true. Do you not want to help him?
What's his name? Do you want to name him?
If
Is he
you
doing
give him the
nice
name,
things?
he'll die.
Is he doing nice things?
He seemed to be trying to put the fire out, or like get the
Alright.
smoldering bits out.
Fine. We'll name him Rollock, and he can be named.
Okay, he is named. And I made him disappear. Hold on. In fact, I in the middle of something.
I saw her come in the room, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna not be able to pay attention to her."
No. Okay. All right. So. His name is now Rollock.
Yep.
So.
Rollock the troll lock.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm glad you got it.
Very nice. All right. And he gets his hit points back. All right. And that is your go. So I'm going to just run through this last initiative order and see where you guys want to end up for the night. Newbin, what do you want to be doing?
I'm gonna move myself back over.
Okay.
Just kind of hanging out, watching what's going on.
Okay. All right. What's going on is people are trying to, like, what you see is the most interesting thing from your view is Merryweather conversing with this drow, and the drow sort of looking in front of him with a look of horror on his face as Merryweather is pointing out this mossy stone in front of him, and him recognizing that, there really shouldn't be moss there. And if I stepped one more step, I would have probably eaten it.
The farthest away from home you'd ever been.
Well, probably he wouldn't be the farthest. Well, yes, because he'd be D'd. Well, I don't know. He might be. Yeah, he'd be D'd. So, yeah, Merryweather just saved his life. That recognition is happening. That's what you can see there. Merryweather.
Of course, I saved his life, man.
Yeah.
All right, so on my turn, I want to just check out over here, make sure there's no other problems, and I'm gonna go look at what those other magic things. Because this guy was supposed to be selling grain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it? Can I see what pinged over here?
You can see underneath this, because it's mush now because it was grain on fire that got put out by well water that got flung on it, and so you've got, and then there's the remains of the cart that didn't burn long enough to become ash, but there's charred boards and everything, so you can tell it's underneath this, probably safe to touch wood, but it's underneath the cart. It looks like it's underneath the remains of this burned up cart.
Well, I'm strong.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, go. Yeah, you can lift it. Yeah. You lift it, and as you sort of shift it over, underneath what you see is a bag with sort of a like unexpectedly stout iron lock on it. Iron uh, key lock. Not like a combo lock. They didn't do that, but like like a was that Yale lock? Like a big iron Yale lock holding this leather bag shut.
That seems silly. It seems like it'd be easier to cut through the leather than pick the lock.
Yeah, probably.
Unless it's a bag of holding, and then
Yeah, that's true.
kablamo.
That's a very good point.
The bag is glowing.
Yeah. So the bag is glowing, not
Yep.
items in the bag.
Well,
Okay.
there's that, plus there's another little item next to that, which is a vial. Like the
Okay.
vial's attached to the side of the bag. You've seen this before.
vial?
It's a potion of greater healing. You've seen it before.
Okay. Well, and I know the magic, the school of magic, so I
Yep.
would imagine
Yeah,
the
but-
potion
but
I
you've
would kind of recognize.
yes, and I think you've seen the greater healing before. I think you guys have possessed it before, so it's a potion of greater healing. And the bag's glowing with a lock on it. With a big metal lock on it.
Well, I'm just feeling like I've jumped off into the dark side because I've been stealing things constantly, but I'm gonna pick it up
Okay.
because I don't trust anything or anybody, and I'm like, oh, better we have it than anybody else. So
Okay.
I will
Well, the
pick
guy
it
whose
up.
part it was on is dead.
No,
No,
he was
he's
just
now
coming back
alive.
to
He's
life.
alive now.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but before when I was watching him, I didn't know if he was suspicious or not, and now I'm thinking somebody else probably. But I don't know anything about the Drow couple. All I saw was these explosions.
Right.
So I still don't really trust him because I don't know who's responsible for all of this. So I think with that rationalization, Mary will be like, all right, it's like trying to save people from that weapon of mass destruction by stealing springs and cogs. Now I'm going to try to take this bag because she doesn't know what she's doing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So
You
I'll
take.
swipe that.
All right. Easily enough done. Robespierre.
Yeah, so I've kind of abandoned following the little couple.
Yep.
Or the pair. And I'm just gonna. I mean, you know, there's explosions. I figured there was some craziness going on, but I'm still gonna move on up, and I'm gonna saddle up next to Noob and just kind of like pat her on the back and be like, "Crazy shit, huh?" And
You invisible
from my
still?
yeah, I'm still invisible. And just kind of taking the scene, but I'm not gonna take any actions because I'm Robes would not have enough context to know what the hell is happening really, and so he's just kind of. I'm just gonna kind of watch. I hope that noob doesn't punch me reflexively, or
Okay.
like cast hellish rebuke on me.
All right. You hear a French accented voice, and I'm taking us out of combat. Anything you want to do?
Without even looking, Newbin will just say, "Yeah, this is. I was expecting it to be quieter."
I will take full advantage of my 10 minutes of detect magic to see
Yep.
if I detect any other glyphs, so
Okay.
I can point them out to people, so no one else sets anything off. And kind of, I'll be directing people like to safety. I'll try.
And there's one right here. Why won't it
I
ping?
don't want to
There we go.
actually use my spell slots to dispel the magic.
Nope.
But I'll point them out to everybody.
Yep. There's another one here, and this one actually, if you get close enough to it, you can tell it's got a slightly different glyph on it. This one would
What's the rule?
would not have been an explodey glyph.
Is it from a similar school of magic? Or a different one?
It's a glyph of warding, but it has a different effect than explosion. This one would have released a wave of acid. And all of these doors are metal right here.
But that's where the stable was?
Yes.
Okay. Weird. Okay.
Luckily,
Well,
that stable never got used.
Come over here. I'll let Nubin and Vela know about the acid thing, and I'm not gonna give Vela the bag quite yet because the dude with the hat is still standing there or laying there or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll wait till later.
Okay. What would you guys, just so I have an idea, we're going to wrap it up here. What is the plan as you guys gather together here outside of the Web and Weave Saloon? There's a second floor here, but there's chaos. Drow guards are pouring into the area. People are being investigated. The Drow that you prevented from stepping on the glyph actually calls you an extraordinarily helpful bystander, and maybe even somebody who is a friend of the realm.
Yeah, yep, that's me. I immediately become friends to the enemies. Help out our adversaries, yay!
But they do end up questioning you briefly about where you were at, why you were here. They want to know who you know and if you've seen it, and then it becomes mildly uncomfortable at first when they ask for whether or not you've signed into the roles, but because two of you haven't, except one of you's invisible. So
honestly, before I have other if they were gonna
yeah, once they start questioning you, what do you want to do?
Or even before,
Yep.
I went over by them, but if I was going to be approached,
Yep.
I really don't want to have
Yep.
conversations with them.
Okay.
So, I still have a disguised self up my sleeve that I
Okay.
would rather use
Gotcha.
than to be
What do you look like?
The gnome with the chef.
Is he alive or dead?
He's alive.
Oh,
but,
he's alive. Okay.
I just look like him, and
Okay.
I would, be if there's a crowd, I would, kind of mingle in the crowd and try to get inside and away from him, but just look like him. So
give me a deception check at advantage.
All right.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And I am actually I'm gonna double down on one roll for the Drow and say they get a perception check at disadvantage. So that's doubling down, really. But just for the chance that they see the two of you in the same place at the same time as you're wandering around the courtyard. But I'll give it a disadvantage. Ooh, 16. You had a 19, right?
Yep.
Okay. They don't put two and two together. Maybe they think you're brothers, but they don't catch that. And so there you hear from time to time, yes, there was this Furbolg woman. She stopped me from stepping. I'd like to give her thanks. She's a friend of the realm. But I can't find her anywhere. And then another person says, well, we can check the rolls, see if a Furbolg woman came in earlier, and yeah, we should find her. And that's it. What do you guys wish to do? Just not right this minute, but just so I have an idea. Are you heading? What do you? There's this chaos ensuing. What are you guys thinking? Are you regathering?
Yeah, I think we need to gather and communicate what's going on.
Okay.
So that'd be my suggestion is that we try to find some place we can speak in private.
And we can do that yet tonight.
Agreed.
I think we can do that yet tonight. How do you guys want to do that?
Sure.
How do you want to handle that?
Are these?
So Elva is trying to stay apart from everybody because she isn't certain yet that we want to be a known commodity as a group. So, kind of avoiding joining up with anybody right now.
Yeah, and I guess I would suggest it'd have to be done surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously?
Surreptitiously, thank you. Like sneaky people.
Like the sneaky people do. All right.
That'd be my. Yeah, I agree with Elva. We don't want. I mean, I don't want to be uninvisible. I don't want to. Like, I don't want to be seen. And I agree. I just think there's some sharing. But I would at least try to like saddle up next to Mary and just whisper to her that, hey, I think I know who did this explosion. Maybe we should try to find a room, maybe check out the room at the tavern and sneak in.
Well, maybe that room in the stable that they would try. Do you think they were trying to get in there? With the acid?
Who are the?
Well, the people that you think did this.
Oh, I think they were. They just jumped out the window. They tried to escape.
Oh. Okay.
And
I
they
don't
went
know
Just hanging out.
if this, because that glyph was an acid glyph by a door. I don't know if that's an important place or not.
Where was the glyph again? Here?
This one over here. Yeah.
Okay.
That one's there. The other ones were fire glyphs. This
Right.
one and the two that exploded on the carts.
Yeah, maybe.
The big difference you notice
Yes.
is that most of the doors are stone, but the doors here are acid on the stable.
Where is Mary?
Mary is, well, by
You
token
said most of the
right
doors
here.
are stone, but the doors are what?
I'm
on
sorry.
The stable?
The stable doors are metal, but most other doors you're
Yeah.
seeing are stone.
Which that stood out to me. I don't know if they were trying to get in, but if I wanted to get into something metal, that's what I would do. But we don't have to check it out. I'm just
No,
I don't
I think
trust
it's
anything anymore. I don't. I found a bag with a lock on, but don't tell anybody yet because that guy over there's. I think it's his.
Are you? You're not invisible, right? Like you're actually like physically.
No, I'm the gnome.
You're the gnome,
But
okay,
not to
all right.
robes. You're not.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
robes
true. I
can
wouldn't have known that,
can
would I
see.
have?
Yeah, robes can see you for your real
No,
self.
it's true. I can see. That's
Yeah,
That's,
that's
right. I
right.
don't even.
Awesome, because
It's getting
no matter what I
complicated.
look like, you're gonna always know it's me. You're the only one that will always know it's me.
Yeah, I want to pat the horse or whatever. Perfect. Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe we just. I'm just trying to think. Like, do we want to try to all get on the same page? But maybe not. Let's go see what's in that room.
What's Nubin doing? Because whatever Nubin's doing is what I'm doing.
Well, we can't really see Robes. We can hear him. So I'm just going to stay with Mary and Vela and try to figure out what to do next.
Well, the suggestion you have on the table is try to get into that room that has the acid glyph in front of it. And I'm not sure how visible this is to you guys, but it's only half the door that has the acid glyph in front of it.
I know. I will. Oh, damn it. No, I can't. Because I'm gnome. I do have the ability to dispel magic, but I don't want to be a hero of the realm and have them ask questions. I was going to suggest I could do like a really, like, the ritual casting of the spell while he just stood as a distraction, but never mind.
So what's Noob doing?
I guess we'll walk over there. I'm not going to get super close, but I'll walk over into the corner here.
Okay. And Mary has pointed out to you where the glyph is, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's right with that square.
Well, it's where the moss is, and so once the moss is pointed out, you can see it. You could, you think, open this door carefully, but there also is, bars. Like it's an iron door with like a window bar on it. You could peek into it as well.
Well, I'm really
So
short right now, so maybe you can peek in, Newton.
So I can get right up to it
Yeah.
and not step on it, and I'll peek in through the window.
You see a black horse. And as it sort of like it's laying down oddly. And purple sort of steam is coming out of its nostrils. The hooves have a purplish cast to them. And it looks up to you and says, "Are you coming in?" And I think that's where we'll stop for tonight. Because it is nearly 11
looks up
o'clock.
to you and says, "By the long face."
There's a joke about a horse
Not a
going
horse.
to a bar as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Horse walks into the
bar.
bar,
Yeah,
says,
this is
"Why
why
the
the long
long
face. That's right. But this one's in a stable, and the horse looks up and says, "Are you coming in?" Or no, I think I'm gonna change it to "in or out." Anyway, but that's where we will pick up in 2 weeks' time.
Seriously, you're born in a barn? Close the door.
And we are good for 2 weeks' time, right? Because the 15th is not Game Hole, it's the week before Game Hole. So we should be good to go. And everybody here can play, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow our roleplay give calendar has turned into basically we play every 2 weeks on Monday and Tuesday. So, Sunday and Monday.
Sunday and Monday.
It's Sunday and Monday. And so tomorrow night we have Warblers, and then I think we're dark for a long time. Although I think this Wednesday I will be doing a draw along with Paul. So, because it's Inktober, and I will be doing an Inktober sketch on Wednesday nights, and they will be Navishla related. So if folk are interested, I'll be doing some drawing on the channel Wednesday night. Otherwise, I'll just be talking to myself in my headphones. Otherwise,
I mean, I'll have to listen to you somewhere.
Yeah, probably. You're gonna have to hear it. But
No, you'll get to.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so nice. All right. But otherwise, anything else we need to announce? Maybe by tomorrow we'll have a different charity we're raising money for. But probably not. Otherwise, until then, we will play some games, roll some dice.
Wow. Roll some dice.
Play some games.
Something about spice?
The spice
Give
must
some time
flow.
or treasure.
How many taglines?
Spice.
Roll some spice. All right. No. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Spice, y'all.
Will somebody do a one unit cheer just to end it on that?
No, that joke's dead.
Ah, damn it! All right. All right. We'll call it a night. All right. See you tomorrow if you're here. I wouldn't be. All right. Bye.